Oh, brothers, brothers, brother, brothers, brother, 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 brother.
But I'm telling you, I did spend money on mobile games in the past. I admit it. That's how I know how addictive they can be. That's how I know how bad they are for people to get caught in that kind of addictive nature. I remember playing, and there was an event. The Hulk Hogan card was in it, right? It was a legendary old school back in the day 1980s Hulk Hogan card.
We've been hanging and banging, brother.
Spending all my money on this Hogan.
Keep spending.
If they ain't 6 stars, I don't wanna
Buy more.
Spending all my money on this Hogan.
Oh, play for 2 more hours. You ran out. Buy more.
If it ain't 6 stars,
Keep spending.
if it ain't 6 stars, I don't want it. All these pools, yeah, I'm about to bust. Spending all my money on these Hogans like I'm Elon Musk.
Ridiculous amounts of money. I know it was probably hundreds of dollars for this event. I earned the car.
Spending all my money on this Hogan.
Keep spending. I earned the car.
If they ain't 6 stars, I don't wanna
Buy more.
spending all my money on this Hogan.
Oh, play for 2 more hours. You ran out. Buy more.
If it ain't 6 stars,
Keep spending.
if it ain't 6 stars, I don't want it.
I earned the card, right? I'm like proud of myself. Oh my God, I actually earned this card, and wow, it was very hard to do. I'm one of the few people in the game who even earned it. I think it was only like 20 people in the whole game who had the card or whatever. Okay? And I can tell you exactly what happened. Immediately after I earned that card, within 1 week, they announced we're rebooting the game. The card is now going to essentially be way reduced in value.
We've been hanging and banging.
I actually admitted this last year. I'll say it again. I actually do play some mobile games. I do. All right? The ones that I play are free to play or incredibly inexpensive, like you spend $1 here or there to make progress.
This one's for all my baby girls.
Got me that gotcha.
I love it.
Got me that gotcha. Begging for fucking tips and shit on Street. It's WWE Champions time. I'm stupid. WWE game plays like Candy Crush. Moving gems around, breaking colored gems.
I love it.
Again, it's pay to win. The more money you sink into it, the more characters you can summon, the higher chance you'll get the better characters, etc., etc. All right? Got me that gotcha.
I love it.
Got me that gotcha. Begging for fucking tips and shit on Street. Gotcha. Got me that gotcha. Thanks for the money, dummies. Supercar. That was a mobile game I played like 5-6 years ago, a lot. For about a year, I played it pretty hardcore. All right, even at that point, that was before everything kind of fell apart with YouTube and everything. I was putting a little bit of money into it. I was playing for the top cards. I was playing the shit out of that game, okay? After about a year, they launched what they called Season 2, which reset all the cards in the game and made all your progress essentially worthless. And I said, this game fucking sucks. What a complete waste of time that this was, all right?
This vest is a symbol of that positivity. It's a symbol that together we can have fun as long as we stay positive and we can overcome anything together. I firmly believe at this point in my life, all right, that no matter what comes my way, that we can work together to overcome it, all right? But that being said, it's time for something new.
Which vest is best? Which vest is
E-beggar.
best? Okay, vest is best. Vest.
Yeah, young cat. Got that 150 on my chest. Bitches all around me, and they let me touch their breast. Got that saggy man boobs flowing, but that members count keeps growing. So I got to put it on a
Vest. Best. Vest is best.
150.
Okay,
150 for the vest.
okay,
150, and I put it on my chest.
okay.
The vest goal has been pretty hard to hit recently, and that's tough when, you know, things are tight. I get it. Things have been tight for a lot of people, you know. Another thing I don't want people to freak out about is the members. The members right now are super low.
Yes, I'm feeling fucking blessed. Begging for hats and glasses and a vest. Hoping that the pay-pigs will impress. Everybody's begging me, stop spending on the WWE.
Which vest, okay, is best? Which vest is
E-beggar.
best?
150,
Vest,
150,
best. Which vest
for the best.
is best? Which
150, and I put it on my chest.
Okay.
vest is best? Vest is best.
Okay.
Vest is best.
150,
Vest is best. Vest is best. Vest is best. Vest is best.
Why do I say I'm not a children's entertainer? Because I'm not a Muppet. I'm not here to play a character. I'm not here to pretend that I'm something that I'm not. I don't dye my hair. I don't act stupidly constantly to get attention from children. I don't do stupid pranks. You know what I mean? I don't cause drama. I'm here just to play games and have fun. I'm a legitimate gamer.
Big ups to your dad.
I need banana, tasty banana, put banana in my mouth, tasty banana. I need banana, tasty banana. Please the peel it comes in there, put banana in my mouth, squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth, squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth.
Act and talk a certain way with certain mannerisms, certain over-the-top reactions, screaming at the top of their lungs, jumping, flailing, doing weird things, constantly on camera.
I need banana, tasty banana, put banana in my mouth, tasty banana. I need banana, tasty banana. Please the peel it comes in there, put banana in my mouth, squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth, squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth. I need banana, tasty banana. Put banana in my mouth, tasty banana. I need banana, tasty banana. Please the peel it comes in there. Put banana in my mouth, squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth, squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth.
When we hit the 250 vestry for that celebration, I'm going to debut a new vest. There we go. Celebratory bubble blow. Very nice. There's bubbles everywhere. There's bubbles all over my PlayStation 4 controller. There's bubbles on my microphone stand. There's bubbles everywhere tonight.
Here's the thing. I became infamous on the internet in 2016 for accidentally beating off on camera. Now, luckily, nothing was shown. There was absolutely nothing exposed to the internet. It was just me doing my own things. I went viral for it. I just want the bust. Oh, man. Bust. Give me the monster. Bust. Wow, it's big. Bust. Oh my God, look how big he is. Oh my God. Wow. That thing is a monster. I just want the bust. Oh man. Bust. Give me the monster. Wow, it's big. Bust. I just want the Give me the monster. I just want the
Vibrant and robust.
Wow. I just want the bust. I just want the Give me the monster. I just want the Wow, it's big.
Where did the load go?
I just want the bust. Oh man. Bust. Give me the monster. Bust. Wow, it's big. Bust. I just want the bust. I just want the I just want the bust. Oh!
Now, what does the sugar do in the sauce?
Adds sweetness, adds a contrast. If you don't, it's all going to be tartness, and you won't have any
It's going
kind
to be
of sweetness
acidity
to the
from
sauce.
tomatoes.
Right, you'll have
And then
tart
spice.
and it's acid and nothing else. All right. So now we got to stir all that in, and then we add our final ingredients, and then the meat.
This one's for all my baby girls.
Italian wife. Italian wife. Italian Bills. Italian dark side flip. Italian wife. Italian wife. Italian chill. Italian can't give her a pill. I'm half kind of European mix. European style, Asian fusion style tips. Greasy hair. Pasta once a week. The authentic style, Asian fusion style, Italian.
Guess what else we're going to add?
What?
Sausage. Italian sausage. That's going to go in here too.
I love sausage. I have had many varieties.
Italian wife. Italian wife. Italian Bills. Italian dark side flip. Italian wife. Italian wife. Italian chill. Italian can't give her a pill. Why do you pretend to be Italian? I don't. I'm not full-blooded Italian. That'd be ridiculous for me to claim. I am a quarter Italian. I am 1/4 Polish, and then I'm half kind of European mix. Hello. This is Phil Burnett. All right. And just wanted to tell you that I love the podcast. That being said, big ups. That being said, which vest is podcast best? That being said, relaxing, chill, interactive, fun. That being said, which vest is podcast best? That being said, relaxing, chill, interactive, fun. AL Team Insider, the legend, fantastic Mr. Sam, the dentist, Steve to the dead, psychological style host, Meerkat, artistic style host. That being said, which vest is podcast best? That being said, which vest is podcast best? Thanks for the show. See you next time.
Oh, we're live now? Camera's on.
Live.
Camera's on. Hold on. Sorry, what's up, guys? We're talking about... Okay, we got to get it out in the air, though. Is Sam a dentist? I'll answer this time. We saw it in chat. We were wondering. Is Sam a dentist? I'm going to answer this once and for all. Yes. No more questions.
Oh, dude.
No more questions. If I see any more questions in chat, you're getting out of here. All right?
That's why I drink so much of this.
I've had enough of it. I've seen enough of this. Any mention of dentist and you get out. But anyways, welcome to the lovely Sunday show here, for that being said. And it's nice to see everyone here. I got all four of the boys here, otherwise known as legends, around me here. And let's go around the table real quickly to get everyone introduced. We're going to start with our artistic style, legendary style host, the one, the only, the Meerkat.
Hello, brother. Hello, everyone. Welcome. This is episode 24, I think. And we're going to talk about 2 weeks worth of stuff because we missed last week. So strap in, put on your snort straps, and take a pill and chill or whatever. Anyways.
Give her a pill. All right, next we have our cerebral style host, the one, the only, the Steve of the Dead. How you feeling, my friend?
I'm annoyed because of Twitter. Twitter has gone downhill. It's just the fact that you can pay for a check mark. The way it's going down there, you know.
Oh, guys, we got to know it. If you have any suggestions what we should do after Twitter, please send it our way. We have no clue what to do. It's really disaster mode if we lose Twitter, guys. So please let us know what we should do. if Twitter goes down, please. Thank you.
It's so bad that you can't even make a community post in the app.
Please let us know what to do. We'll talk more about that nonsense here. Well, that being said, the one, the only, the dentist style host that is actually a dentist. Fantastic, Mr. Sam. How you feeling, my friend?
Hello.
We're keeping it going 100% now, my friends. He is the one, the only. Fantastic, Mr. Sam, coming in hot. And that is it for our intro is done. Business time, please, Meerkat. We got to get some business taken out of the way. That's what your job is.
Business. I mean, yeah, they should know at this point. They should be brainwashed enough by the groupthink to know how this works. Membership, super chats, and tips and all that stuff. It exists, and you can use it if you feel like using it. If you don't, then don't. Good for you. I hope you feel happy. Now let's get to the discussions and meaningful interactions with the other dudes here.
And I do want to say, super chats, we'll read them all at the end. If we don't miss it right away, we're going to get to it at the end. I promise you, my friends. I promise you we'll read every super chat at the end of the show if we don't get into it during the show. But anyways, enough of that. Let's get to the fun of the last 2 weeks. And I'm going to start with a lot of topics to get to. I'm going to start with one of I hold close to my heart, daylight savings time, which actually I don't really care about. But when Phil just spouts so much nonsense, like just endlessly, I have to call it out here. So I want to give you a few DSP quotes to set the stage here. This was a while ago now, but when daylight savings time turned on in America, real quick, our European style hosts, you guys don't have daylight saving time, or you do? Euro style hosts.
Do.
Okay, you do. Okay,
we're the same for us. It's like the week before us. Yeah.
Okay, so you guys know what it does, the purpose of it, all that stuff.
Yeah, because me and Sam were like, hang on a minute. We're starting at 4. God.
Yeah. But daylight savings time makes no sense, guys. You can't save daylight. The amount of daylight in a day is the amount of daylight in the day. You can't bottle it up. You can't bottle it up, guys. Even the name doesn't make sense. Daylight savings time. You can't bottle up. And the government is trying to outlaw it.
They're trying to catch it. Make it illegal.
We got to get this damn daylight savings time. Where are you?
Put all those daylights in jail right now.
And he said that no one really knows the answer as to why it was really started. No one knows that. That's just information we do not have. Except on every single information website on the internet, we do know it was started because actually the real first idea was some guy, scientist in New Zealand or something. I don't know the facts on this, but he thought it was a good idea to grow some kind of crops and it would be better for his crops or some shit like that. Don't quote me on that. That's definitely heavy paraphrasing. But then it was really put into use in the early 1900s in Canada first, because guess what? Why did they do this? What was the great reason they were thinking of? Hey, let's have more. We can use the light time more in the spring, summer, and fall. So, hey, that seems like an okay idea. I'm not saying it's like the best idea in the world, but at least there's a logical thing there that is actually saving daylight. Wow. And Phil, though, did not claim to understand this concept, and it says you can't save daylight. It takes about 2% of your brain to understand what that actually means. We're not saving any daylight. We're actually just moving it up so we have more usable hours in the full sun. Yeah. So that's it. That's all. And it was also like the World War I, I think, and I think that's when it started in Europe. Was World War I, because they said like, let's stop using artificial energy or artificial light because that hurts the energy. We want to save our energy. They turned it off after World War I, then turned it back on after World War II, and then it's been like that forever. So, anyways, that's all my take on daylight savings time that Phil knows nothing about, yet still says that he knows everything about it, and that was pretty funny. Any other comments on daylight savings, or can we move on?
I guess he could have, if he wanted to get really angry about something, he could have did his due diligence to look up what he was getting angry about before getting angry about it. But he didn't, and it was a classic DSP segment about yelling at clouds, quite literally just yelling at the sky. You goddamn daylight, you should be illegal.
That's when you know things are going pretty good. Like kind of no dramas happening on DSP's world because he has to talk about daylight savings time like it's a detractor, Daylight savings time, what the hell are you doing? Get out of here. You're outlawed. But that was pretty funny. Next, let's get into...
Wait. Hear me out, right? If you have solar panels and then the energy that they generate, you use that later on when it's dark to turn on your lights. Have you not technically just saved daylight?
There we go. We figured it out.
Crack the code.
Solar panels should be illegal, not daylight. Now we figured it out. Government, get on the case. Solar
Fucking
panels,
idiots!
they're
Don't
toxic.
do that. They'll fucking idiots. They just sit up their ass. They don't do anything. They just sit around. That's all they do in government here. But that's why we have the cerebral style host for drops like that for sure. But let's get to the Twitter fun. I think is a good next subject. Twitter is correct. So I don't know if you knew this, but sweet little Hortense, I think he was the name. Hortense?
Yeah.
Hortense?
Yeah.
Shout out to that guy, whoever thought of that Hortense. It's just believable enough. You know, it's just at that line where you're like, that could be a name, but also it's the horn. So a lot of easier options you could have said there. You know, I could have went with Leanna.
Dave.
Yeah, Dave. All that stuff was Tevin.
Yeah.
All those options were there, but he went with Hortense. That was a bold choice, my friend. Fellow detractor out there.
I don't think we've talked about where the Horntons come from, like the news segment and stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So start. Yeah, go ahead. You go. Yeah, you saw. You know
Sure. Well, there was a news segment on Inside Edition, some news platform, YouTube channel, whatever they do, which are quote unquote journalists who took a bunch of Twitter posts from people that were fired from Twitter after, of course, Elon bought the platform. And one of them was with a very familiar face of our boy Darkside Phil. Mm-hmm. And there was a very, very emotional post written about his child, the 4-year-old Horntons, who was really crying about the 1% and how they're ruining society, basically.
Sweet little Hortense is crying downstairs, by the way. So you know, Hortense is crying. And Phil's, of course, he has turned into a joke, but it's like least funny way possible. He talks about it for an hour. The joke goes forever. Like, yeah, I don't know if you guys knew this. I was fired from Twitter. You know? And it just goes forever. It's like, this joke is so dead already, but he keeps going for 10 more minutes. And he says how, like, oh, yeah, this news station, they really check their sources. You know, he has to talk about that. You know, really, they were just looking at tweets and trying to share what people said. Who the fuck knows if it's true or not? I hope you don't believe it's everything you see on fucking Twitter is true. But yeah, that was his whole angle, and that was it. Whatever. Anything else came out of that? He did the next day. He did another little thing because the tweet came out, right? Meerkat, am I right on the timeline here? The tweet. The tweet. He actually shared it on his stream, right? At that point, the second time he went over this, he's like, "Hortense? Who's Hortense?" Right? I think. Maybe I'm wrong on this time.
Yeah. I think so. Yeah. He found it somewhere.
Yeah.
Because he was talking about the Twitter stuff all week, basically every day, and it was more or less the same thing with a little bit added info that was all misinterpreted, misrepresented, misunderstood, and to some extent even made up.
And when he said like people should know the picture they used, the classic picture from his Instagram. He's like, why do they like this picture so much? Like, that was a crazy point. Who looks at, like, okay, there was a tweet, and that whoever made that fake tweet used that picture. But Phil's still in his mind, like he did with the bots, right? Why did they use this picture? Why did they like that one? Like, remember he got all those bots coming in? Who sent them? That's really cool. Like, he has to find the positive cause for something where there is no positive cause, but he has to look for it. And he very much wants there to be one, right? Because a normal person, let's say like I did this joke for FantasticMrSam, and I did the joke, and it goes on Twitter. You would say like, oh shit, they used that picture. Okay, whatever. You don't look at the picture and say, why did they use that picture? Why don't they like that? And he said, maybe if I use this picture, the internet will see me in a positive light. That's literally what he said. That's a real insight to someone's mind, right? Like who else thinks like that? That I thought was really interesting. Steve, I feel like you have something to say here. You have to add something here. This is why we got you here. 50K.
My defense, payday. Well, it's a huge thing for him because Twitter is like his major social outlet. I mean, you know, talking to chat doesn't count because they're just asking him questions and he's not really having a proper interaction. But at least on Twitter, there's a possibility, and it's where he gets all his news and it's where he gets all his info. So stuff like that really matters to him. So if you can slide in a joke, I mean, this isn't quite the same as that time somebody got him on TV for, you know, the happy birthday to Phil, I think it was.
Yeah.
That's somewhat different. That's like directly pointed. This is just subtle. This is like like somebody picking that because it looked ridiculous enough. They didn't know that it was going to get picked up. They just picked that picture because picking the moment, picking the incident, it's too risky. People know it's very obvious what that is.
Yeah.
But that's just an Instagram picture of Phil, and it's one of those Instagram pictures of Phil where it makes him look worse than he thinks. I mean, he thinks he looks all right in that, but you can see how bad he looks.
Yeah.
When you're not like failed through the cloud of delusion that covers Phil's eyes, you can see how bad he really looks, and so it's one of those really good pictures to use. I don't think it was a subtle art subtle act of trolling that just went further than anyone could have predicted. And he's annoyed by it because once again he's been misrepresented on a huge scale, and now it's like, well, it's the journalist's fault. They should have done their job better.
Well, it was another identity theft. They stole his identity again. Yet again. They can't keep getting away with this.
Is that true? Who was it? Rene Source just said in the chat there, and he didn't understand how people have his images.
I hope that's not true.
Oh, that can't be. No, please.
I have to find that clip now. I hope that's not true. Oh my god! I mean, it's
there was the average American thing as well. There was that because he did the whole look at it's diverse. There's like that person of that ethnicity there. That person of that ethnicity there, and I'm the middle-aged man. I'm the middle-aged white man, and it's like.
He's the
I don't think that's why they picked you. I think it was the attached comment.
Yeah.
Looked at that picture and went, he's the one that's most representative of white middle class America.
So you see, he has to attach added value, and he wants to find out why. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's real. I was really taken by that comment of his. Like, maybe if I use this picture, he was just joking at this point, but still, the thought to ask, why do they use this picture? Is so weird to me. Like, who would ever wonder that? If someone puts a troll tweet of my face on there, I was like, all right, they probably pick one that's kind of funny. And I look stupid in it. I get it. I don't know. That was so crazy.
Do you think he would have been happier if they'd have used the one of him with the Yoshi hat?
Yeah. Like something like that. I guess. I mean, that was what I took from it. And obviously, just the jokes are all horrible as usual. Feels usual.
I think they used it because it was believable for them to put it on the news and somebody would believe it. And also it was one of those classic DSP smug faces that he used to make. And he still does. But it's one of those classic memorable ones that the trolls know. It's recognizable.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's any other sort of even more recent just standard selfies of him to use. I don't think there's anything else to it really. It's just someone went on his Instagram and went back and found one that's just more of a exactly like anything he ever puts up now, he's either in a costume or if you think about or just search DSP gaming on Google image search, you're going to get the stroke face, you're going to get so that's all it is just like a kind of standard selfie, and I don't feel like you don't get that very often from him really.
That's that's another bullshit thing of I don't want to share my life. It's just less work for him because he used to think of Instagram as part of the job, I think, and he really did regular posts.
Yeah, he tried to do the whole Instagram thing. He'd post pictures of his food and Liana and when they were out and playing Pokemon and all that. But he did it as an attempt. It was at least an attempt to say, hey, look, here's what I do when I'm off. Here's part of my life. Here's something that I'm sharing to you. And now it's tumbleweeds.
Yeah. And now it's how can I get out of that much work? I'll say I don't want to share my life with everyone because detractors will take everything and that's how he got at that much work. He goes through many ways to get as least work as possible. Now the shorts are going away too now because they don't get enough attention, I guess. But that's a good point Snoot has. That picture was from when he was a bachelor. If he was from 2017, right? That's when he was on the hunt. He needs some fresh pics out there.
He thinks he looks good. That's why he's why did they use that picture? Normally, maybe it's that. Maybe it's normally he's expecting stuff like the stroke face. Maybe he's expecting pictures that make him look bad.
So okay, So
that isn't a bad picture of me. Why did they use that one? Surely if they were trying to troll me, they'd use a bad picture of me. They'd use the stroke face or something. But that's a good picture of me. I wonder why. And not realizing the layer that we're seeing.
The bad picture wouldn't have got that believable effect, though, if they put him with a stroke face or jerking off or the other photos that are unflattering. It wouldn't be that believable. So you need the news to pick it up.
Yeah.
But
he doesn't understand the subtlety of it all, does he?
Yeah, you know how his jokes go. His jokes go from 0 to 10, and then it stays at 10, and then it's over. So he doesn't understand how detractors could have some kind of subtlety, because something he clearly has 0 of, as you can tell from his every single joke he has every day. 0 to 10 in Flash. About Twitter, we should talk about the rant on Elon, which was Elon. He's an idiot. Let's get real. Phil thinks Elon's an idiot. He doesn't know how to do business. One of my favorite quotes was, "He has big money energy, not big brain energy." So. I don't know what you guys' thoughts on that were. But
what is happening with Twitter is insanely stupid, and it's really embarrassing. But coming from DSP, it makes me, kind of it's less from a credible source, right? It's Mr. Bankruptcy after all, and he got bankrupt from sitting on his ass playing video games. So he's not the most fitting guy to criticize Elon, even though Elon is very much up there for criticism right now. Twitter is an complete shit show.
But all that stuff he's saying, whatever. Phil like talking down to anyone is just funny. It's some gold's coming out because and he doesn't know any of the facts either. So Phil tries to make fun of someone where he knows half the story, and he says all this stuff about Twitter's going down. Twitter might go bankrupt tomorrow. All this stuff, it doesn't work this fast. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a slow burnout if Elon is gonna kill Twitter, which I still don't think he's gonna do. He's just trying a lot of new shit out. A lot of it doesn't work now, but he's trying to make shit happen. I think half of it is he wants to get as much of the world talking about Twitter as he can. So he's not afraid to try crazy shit and people make fun of it, but he's okay with that if the users keep going up. But here's my favorite one. He did a poll, right? He did a poll.
Flash poll.
Flash poll, guys. And it was the choice was Twitter goes bankrupt. He's going to figure it out. Twitter's going to die in the whatever. That doesn't matter. But 43% of the people chose Twitter will go bankrupt. That was literally what the choice was. Twitter will go bankrupt. This is what Phil said about this. And I think this is a record for the number of words placed in another person's mouth from Phil, which is something he doesn't like. Here we go. I'm going to read this quote to you here. This is all the things that if you ticked Twitter will go bankrupt, these are all the things you think. Okay? Keep that in mind. So everyone that thinks Twitter's going to go bankrupt, these are all the things you also think. Almost half the people who voted are like, this is not salvageable. This is a lost cause because Elon has no idea what he's doing. He's a moron that sunk the company by buying it, and the company is sadly going to go out of business. Those are all your thoughts if you chose Twitter will go bankrupt, which I thought was funny. Maybe just me, though. But I think that's one of the expressions of Phil where he says, if you think like this, you go in this group, and these are all your thoughts. And I know all of those. He thinks with us, too, the group think thing we play on now that we're owning. With our new show name, but I thought that was funny. But any other thoughts on the Elon stuff of Meerkat or Sam or Eddie?
Yeah,
come on.
This putting words in people's mouths is a very typical Twitter thing as well. When you can go on Twitter and say I like oranges, and then somebody's gonna reply to you and say, so what you're trying to say is that you hate apples and you think they're fucking disgusting? You fucking fruitist. That's exactly what happens on Twitter, and DSP is totally the hook, line, and sinker falling for that shit and pulling it off every time. It's a very DSP thing.
Oh yeah. Of course, adding all the things you said, I guess that happened. I don't know, but 30 long rant. I don't know, but 30 long rant.
Oh yeah, there was this one. Man, this pissed me so much that I had to actually look up the article where he fired a bunch of attorneys on Twitter, and then, according to DSP, Elon Musk told his engineers, the actual developers that working for Twitter, to be attorneys as well.
Yeah.
This is what he told them. And the actual reality is that he told them that they should write code that is according to the safety and security standards that are being enforced on the company, which is also not a great thing. It's not a thing you should do because there's people that are supposed to take care of that. But and then immediately after, he has this big bug eye look at the camera and he's like, yeah, that's exactly what he did. he missed the point so hard that the point was in like a different dimension.
And he has to, when you have to fill that time, you see when he's just searching for the story, and it becomes a sad tale of just like, how can I make this segment last longer? And that's what it does. And he found like one kind of truth, that nugget of truth that he talks about so much, and then he can make it half an hour. And half it's true, half it's not. Half it's true is lucky, because usually it's way less than that. Or it's opinion pieces where he can just talk for an hour about his fucking opinion. That's how the podcast works. We know this. This is not common. This is not unknown for anybody here.
It's just another one of those things where it's like it. Why is this on his podcast to begin with? Like, I know he deals with, he uses Twitter a lot. He loves it. He's borderline obsessed with it, I guess. But like, this is a gaming stream, and his podcast has a gaming news segment in it most of the time. So where does this fit in? It's like, why are we talking about this? Because this is one of the biggest stories in the news currently. Everyone knows about this. Why are you just repeating facts like we were talking about last night with the gaming reviews he did? It was like, it's just a list of facts, and that's all this is. It's just, here's what happened on Twitter, and here's, I'm going to tell you a list of all the things, and then just kind of laugh afterwards, with a little goat laugh, like, or my DSPism this week. I just kind of scratch my head. That's a DSPism.
Yeah, I just kind of scratch my head and think,
that and this.
Those classic ones. Oh, we forgot about, I don't think we mentioned, it's not on the notes, but we did talk about the voting happened in the U.S. for the midterm elections, and Phil had a hot take about that, where someone asked, if you vote, or don't you think it's hypocritical if you don't vote? Does that mean you're taking away the, you're being a hypocrite if you don't vote, and if you live in America or something? And Phil, he instantly he's like, okay, I'm getting attacked. He felt like I'm getting attacked. Attack mode's on me, so I've turned it around on this asshole as fast as possible. So he said, like, one of the great things about it is that we can choose to not vote. That's also a choice. And so he gets pissed at people that don't respect his choice to not vote, which was pretty funny.
Yeah, which is said you should move to North Korea if you don't like a country with freedom. It's a genius thing.
Genius. Go to countries that they force you to vote. So many countries do that, by the way. Force you to vote. Hey, assholes, you have to vote. Not a choice. That's
I think you do in Australia. I think that's the way it is in Australia. But,
they forced to vote?
Well, yeah.
Oh,
basically.
Okay.
I think it's illegal to not. I'm not sure. I have a friend in Australia, and she told me about it a while ago, and it was a long time ago, and I've consumed many substances since then. But again, like what we've got here with Twitter is like Phil once again doing the thing where he could argue for a round Earth, and you'd want to be a flat earther, because we all think like it's a shit show. It's been a shit show since Elon's taken over, and we can all agree that he's not doing the best job. But when Phil puts it like that, you're like, is he really doing that bad a job?
Twitter is still kind of fun. It's the most fun it's been in a long time.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
So, silver linings, like, but yeah, once again, it's just the way he puts his argument across, and the fact that he's just like this abrasive personality. Yeah. And again with the whole, well, don't you think it's a bit of a hypocrite thing to do, to like not vote and then complain? And it's right. Again, not voting is a choice. You're free to make that choice. But for somebody who complains so much about shit, like, when the garbage is picked up, or like how much things like electric costs, and, what happens if, supply chains are affected, which means that his cherry juice isn't in the shop on time. For somebody who complains that much about external things, that should be the thing. When you choose not to vote, you are willingly saying, I don't want to be part of this system. I don't want to be part of this process. So shut the fuck up about it.
Well, he can't do that. He has to fill an hour. He doesn't want to Q&A that much.
Thank you, Snood. Thank you.
There you go, Snood. Oh, there you go. So if he said Australia, hey, that's a great comment. If Phil said, hey, move to Australia, I'd be totally down. But he said South Korea. Or North Korea.
North Korea.
North Korea. Excuse me.
Because obviously those are the two things. You can't do anything else.
No. 0 to 10.
No other. Yeah, 0 to 10. There's nothing in between.
Here's a great tweet from Poems Future about this topic I highlighted because it was so good. This is what Phil said, by the way. Society is fucked because they focus on reiterating Twitter drama. And let's think about the person that says that, right? The
Wait,
person
what have we
who's
just been talking about?
the person doing his daily podcast, reiterating Twitter drama while talking about Twitter drama. Fun stuff. Extremely fun and very chill, by the way. This is the definition of chill. You guys are enjoying the chill going on here.
Such meaningful content.
But yeah, that's a good point, Sam. Why is this here, right? So who is this content for? We all know that Phil doesn't want to play games. Let's get real. He gets more views, attention when he's not playing games than when he is. So I guess that's what he's trying to do here, just seeing how long he can extend the break until games start. And then one day, the game will never come. The games never come.
Is this him dipping his toes into the politics podcast that he so badly wants to be?
I hope he does. I hope he does once a week podcast. I would love that.
Yeah, he should just try it once a week. Just pick one day.
Can't do
One
night
day,
stream
right
though.
now.
Do not do night stream because the people in there. If you say president, they know who you're talking about. Like president of the kindergarten, I know them. But yes. Wait, let's not catch up ahead too much. But yesterday, when he was back to playing a hardcore game again on night stream, the deadest stream he's had in a long time. Chat was just non-existent. I put on my Twitter how Nightbot had about 5 in a row. You can test how good how a chat is doing by how much Nightbot there is. And if Nightbot's 5 in a row, it's not nothing. No one's talking, my friend. That was a scary sight, for sure.
It wasn't one of the comments in between asking why Nightbot hasn't been banned for that.
Yeah. When you got people calling out Nightbot for chatting too much, you got a problem. Let's time out this Nightbot character talking too much.
And they were all different as well. That's the thing. They weren't just repeating the same thing. They were all so it's like at least 5 different messages for his Nightbot. It's like, bloody hell.
So let's stay on that point for a second. Elroy Johnson, great question. The people that tip him are not there for podcast opinions. I would probably say that's true, but I don't think the people that are tipping the big bucks there are there for his gameplay either. They are there for kind of Phil. The existence is here. Phil exists. And the trolls are getting it stick right up their ass because Phil is still existing. Right? I mean, that's what I think. What do you think about that, Meerkat? Good.
Yeah, I think so. I guess. I mean, maybe. Like some whales have said, maybe they're just there for the Q&A that is super engaging and entertaining. And it's either one of two ways. It's either DSP looks in chat and says, well, nobody's trying to talk to me. Or he looks at chat and is like, no, you fucking idiot. I'm not going to play Super Mario 3. Shut up. So that's his Q&As in a nutshell.
So here's the happy medium. Like yesterday, we talked. We had a short show yesterday about some stuff. About kind of rewind. We started talking about KO gaming. Kind of got into this different field of how to fix Phil's content in modern day. Here's another option. He could do the podcast, but just do gaming news only. Right? That might be a happy medium, right? So you don't get that shitty the politics takes where he has to say centrist about everything. But you can get the people that like gaming. At least Phil's talking about gaming. He still has horrible takes, and it's not interesting to anybody. But we're in the middle. Any takers here in my management plan of DSP?
Some days there's no news though, so he's gonna just end up reading articles.
That's true.
It's that was my initial thought as well. Like, what about on the days when it's slow? Because you basically have that now, and he can't even pan it out now with an extra 2 hours of gameplay ahead of him.
So. That is true. You guys are right. On my quest to become a lolcow manager, it's not going well so far.
You have to start by offering 50K at least.
That's true. Well, I got to pick it up for Phil, I guess. 50K won't cut it. Okay, so let's move on to another thing. Our favorite. It seems like they just got here. The DSP shorts and the DSP short schedule. It seems like they just were here. They just came. We just enjoyed those beautiful, the angles, the backgrounds, all that stuff was fun. But now they're going away.
Beard.
The patchy beard, the 4K quality, standing up with the picture up.
You can tell it's not patchy.
The best thing about this is that now YouTube put the shorts on a separate tab on the channel, and you can go there and see an entire mural of DSP faces.
Oh my god!
And I put them in the thumbnail to this video as the background. It's just a wall of DSP faces, amazing faces, beautiful faces.
Art is what it is. It is.
It is art. It really is.
And like he the level of not work that he wants to put in, still half of them end like this, where he goes like, like that 1 second, it doesn't. Not a big deal. I know.
No, but
Everyone else
it's
in
like-
the whole internet cuts that part out, but Phil
Yeah.
can't.
Even
like, they
on an
start
iPhone,
like
you can
the
do that.
start. Right at the start, it's like, hey everyone.
yeah, the pause. And what's that? Paul's Future had that tweet about how he says what he's saying, looks away, and then looks back and goes like this. It's incredible. It's incredible. He does it. It's how that's the pattern. Says something, look away, look back, eyebrows up. And if you watch for it, you can't not see it anymore. That's all he's doing. I challenge you guys to do that. Go away, look up. That's why his eyebrows are up in like half these thumbnails, by the way, of his shorts. If you look, you always like he's all high. He's got to get that eyebrow action in there. It's crazy. But yeah, so now he's happily taking feedback from the fans. He's taking feedback.
What it now? Apart from big update on the future shorts on DSP Gaming, he's like this. Everything else is like. And then
yeah, it looks like he just ate some. He ate some bland lettuce from a faux sandwich or something. A faux soup. This lettuce was bland. Here's some rice noodles. Single rice noodle. It's bland. Anyways, no more feasting with the king here. But yeah, so he's taking feedback from his audience by not doing them anymore. And by feedback, it means people stop watching. Let's get real.
Mm-hmm.
Started with
what
the
you
2000s.
expected, though. I mean, right, people said use shorts because you can clip like moments from your stream. They are good for your channel because, if something wacky or crazy or stupid or ridiculous or whatever happens during a stream, clip that bit and use it as a short to like post up and it will get more people, come in. And he was like, I know what, I'll update the schedule. So not only is it like enough that I tell you anyway, and I've got Twitter and I'll post as well on community tabs. Now I've got this fourth way of doing it. And nobody wanted that. Nobody wanted that from his shorts. And so, of course, nobody watched it and it was inevitable.
No. It's a running theme with DSP, that anytime he does anything that's popular that's come from a moment of like spontaneity, I'm thinking the vest streak. I don't know. There's probably a bunch of other things as well, but yeah, he'll run it into the ground basically, and or he'll miss the point completely and then run it into the ground is what I should say. Yeah, and the thing that annoys me about the shorts, his clipping moments of gameplay is that he'll do it in the laziest way possible. He'll only do it in the way that YouTube allows you to do it, which I've not actually done yet. I've not tried it out, but I'm guessing it just lets you select. I don't even know if it lets you choose part of the screen.
I'll show you how Phil does it now. Right.
Hold it up to the camera.
Yeah, but
there we go.
Yeah, but I mean, he probably should do because I'm guessing that YouTube literally just gives you the middle of the screen, and so a lot of the time you're losing vital information. So it's another occasion where he should be. He's on the right lines, but he's just doing it in the most lazy way possible. Basically, he should be. If people clip the gameplay, but they'll crop out the webcam and they'll move it to the top of the screen, and then they'll have a select bit of the gameplay underneath that's relevant. And all sorts of stuff like that.
Surely you as an editor can't expect him to zoom out of his footage.
Oh God, no!
Put like information at the top of the bottom.
Possibly timeline. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, well, I know. No, it's the same with everything, It's just, because it's DSP is the answer. But...
What are the benefits?
His initial reaction to the suggestion that you could like record your own shorts was, "What do I do it with my phone? Do I record the screen with my phone?" So it's like no way he was going to bother learning how to like edit and change the resolution and change the FPS and make sure that it's zoomed in and cropped and everything's like set a certain way.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Meerkat, I still remember that moment on your stream when he was like, "You can monetize these?" Like he thought about it for a second. He like thought.
Oh yeah.
He thought
the moment he realized he could do it, his eyes became like massive.
It was
like, dude,
pop
you know
to
what?
life.
You guys give me feedback. I'm gonna do this every day. I'm gonna do shorts every day. You guys don't like the schedule shorts? Don't worry. I'm gonna make highlights every day. Just remind me which things are highlightable because I'm gonna forget.
Yeah,
he forgets his best moments from the
Oh,
streams.
and then he did that thing where he was like, I'm going to wave my arms here, and then that'll remind future Phil to come back and edit this. Did you see that? Did he even use
internal?
that?
This is internal, guys. Internal message here. Okay,
Yeah.
got it. Yeah,
I didn't even see. Did he even end up doing that? Like,
I don't remember that. I don't remember him actually doing it, but I do remember that comment. Yeah.
Like, how's he going to notice that? He's not going to watch back his footage, is he?
Yeah, as if he even goes back and watches it anyway. Like, does he ever do that? Like,
No, that's how we got like champions.
Well, yeah,
Video
exactly.
footage,
Yeah.
isn't it? He never checks. So.
Oh yeah, God though. He never checks shit.
Just write it down. Do like 51 minutes 35 seconds. I did this ticket thing. Just
Yeah, exactly.
pin a comment. Somebody tell me.
One thing he was happy. One thing he was happy about it was because this means he doesn't have to do the extra work. He really said that just out loud.
Oh yeah.
I don't have to do extra work anymore.
It's literally a minute of work. 1 minute. That's all it takes. Record yourself for 1 minute talking about your schedule, upload directly. That's it. Bang. 1 minute. Oh, you guys, I'm so happy I don't have to do it. It's so much easier for me now.
Do you reckon it takes him multiple takes?
No.
No. Remember, he does that one live. The classic one was done live. Remember the review of that game that was made by one person that he would not let us forget? It was made by one person. The fighting game that Shinko made to the best short he ever did. The one he's talking at the Burger King.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm talking about a review of this. Kicks ass. I can always watch that and laugh. It's incredible.
And also, I know he did it in one take because somebody complimented him, and he was complimenting himself for like 5 minutes about how he's one take Phil, and back in the day he used to do public speeches in high school, and when he was playing in the Street Fighter tournaments he got used to performing in front of major groups of people, and then it helped him when he was a performer on YouTube. Like, this dude gave himself the massive fluff piece to himself on his own stream.
Yeah, you said it was built up over years. Yeah, I remember that. That's how he could do it with one take, Steve. So please don't question his skills.
Okay.
One take, DSP. We do have a question, a challenge, actually. I want to ask the one out there. Larry, thanks a lot. Leave Steve alone. Leave Steve alone about the payday reward for 1 year. 100 grand bar, both parts, on the other hand. So 100 grand bar, guys, is similar in construction. It's made of nuts, a lot of nooks and crannies, but it's 2 parts and they're smaller. So that might be a benefit to you. I don't know. We'll test that out if it gets to there. And yeah, Blue Monkey, thanks a lot. DSP is decaying day by day in his thumbnails. Yes, that is true. The 4K was not kind. That's what, the real answer why Phil's webcam is 360p is that. I mean, let's get real.
Yeah.
Remember,
Close-up Phil is not nice. No.
What's he say that bullshit about how he wants to? It doesn't help and it slows down his stream or whatever. Remember that bullshit about the camera? And now he's doing that. Yeah. Oh my God, Sam! I know that must drive you crazy. The fucking webcam color changing bullshit now that goes the song and dance every day we get.
More than you can possibly imagine. That annoys the fuck out of me. Because I've got the same webcam as well. I think we've established that he had the C920 and now he's upgraded to the C922. We think, and that's what I've got. And yeah, I mean, I don't have that problem that he has where the color keeps changing, but that's because I close all my curtains and have, key lights and lighting, and it's always consistent. And so yeah, and that's all it is. But all he would need to do in any case to stop any of that from happening is just turning off all of the auto exposure and auto focus, which I think to be fair, I think you do have to do every time you start OBS, because it's notorious for not remembering your settings, but
it's
10 seconds
going like this, every time. Oh my God, here we go again. It's purple. I hate this fucking webcam, even though that was donated, right? I believe. Imagine if you're not donated. I feel like shit, man. Every single day it's like, this webcam sucks. I hate this. Thanks though. Thanks for the donation.
Well, yeah, exactly.
If you're like the Dutch brothers, you send him a $20 tip to apologize. That's how it's done. You give him money to say sorry. Sorry, Phil, that some of the things that I sent you for free are of zero value to you. As he said, this has no value to me. So yes,
And he clearly prefers himself to look a bit yellow as well, which I've noticed, which is how he looked on his previous webcam. I'm like, this is, that's not what color you are, Phil. Like you're just trying to compensate for that pasty skin, aren't you? I think that's what that is.
Yeah.
He doesn't like it when he looks pink, like a human
no pink,
being.
Yeah, no pink. Get that pink out of here. Get that shit out of here.
It's just the greatest quote that I think has ever been on this show. More colour in a cum shot.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, Kid Flim.
Classic Kid Flim episode 3 weeks ago now.
So,
more color in a cum shot was the
yeah,
line.
it also doesn't help that you've got like a stupid flashing ghost thing changing colour behind that's constantly fucking with like the exposure and the colour balance. So he's like the architect of his own downfall.
As usual.
It's just I know, it's the same thing again.
It's the little
DSP,
things,
but,
man.
Yeah, but this stuff is like 10 seconds before your stream starts, you just quickly change, but there we go.
Fuck that shit, man.
Oh, dude, now somebody's bringing it up in chat. Did some of you guys notice that he got a new soundboard sent to him, but it didn't have batteries, so he couldn't use it?
Yeah,
I heard about that.
I didn't see that.
That was in the care package from the Dutch brothers.
Oh,
and
God.
They didn't include batteries because they're assholes, I guess. And it takes watch batteries, and he didn't have them, so he couldn't use it. Very sad.
So now it's basically trash.
Now it's trash.
Well, we'll see it in a few years' time.
Only there was some way he could order them online from some.
Yeah, that's so odd. Like a guy that lives online, like Amazon is just made for you. It's just made for these situations where you don't want to leave your house. It's made for Phil's lifestyle, but he has to get out there. Go ahead.
I know why he won't do it, because the delivery guy will undoubtedly steal those batteries after he sees that they're dark side fills. Just like with the headphones.
I wonder if he really thinks people know him that well, Like, I'm sure this delivery guy knows me. He'll probably try to fuck this shit up. I wonder if he's that paranoid about stuff, Like, obviously we don't know, but would surprise me.
I mean, that neck phone segment was just something else, man. All the assumptions that he made about that poor Amazon driver that
I know
probably even delivered his package completely properly, then DSP failed to see it and made a big deal about it. Assumed all this stuff about the guy. Goddamn.
That is a good point, actually, that he may be very paranoid about this sort of thing, because one thing that he didn't do was allow the delivery drivers into his office. For his TV.
Yeah,
he let them. He just made them drop it in the hall, didn't he? So, because
didn't he pay for that?
Yeah, you do pay for that. They said they put it in the room. They don't install it for you, but they put it in the room for you. But that was kind of weird.
Like they could have. Yeah, he paid for the service for them to drop it off wherever you want, I guess. But it's extra for them to like install it, isn't it? But like the fact that he didn't let him, it stopped at the hallway. It wasn't like, because then if you go that extra mile, they maybe start asking questions, and I'm sure he wouldn't like that.
Oh, what are you doing here? What's the setup?
What's this smell?
How do you walk around here?
Where do you hide the bodies?
They're in that hole in the floor from the
Pixar animation one. Whoa, what's that hole about?
Nice reference, man.
What is this shrine to 1 minute, man? What is this about? It has all these candles on it?
Weird. Totally weird.
This picture of this guy on the dartboard. Why did it say Snow Carlin?
Yeah.
Oh, are these your friends on this photo? Oh, there's two guys. Their faces are blurred out. What's about that?
Oh, you scratched the faces out. Yeah, cut them out.
Yeah. What's this list here? Lies to remember. Oh, okay. Lies to remember.
Hey, nice.
It's right next to the list of bills.
Yeah.
But the lies is much longer.
Okay, so that's
this is not like the worst delivery driver experience he's had recently, though, is it? Amazon.
Yeah, for what reason I don't know. He paid for the extra service. Remember that 30? He was so happy with that service too. Remember he lit up because of that. Whoa, they can deliver to my room. Awesome.
I'll pay for that, and then tell them not to do it.
It's a 55-inch TV. He's acting like it's a 200-pound, barbell with weights included. Oh man, I got to get this installed. It's a 55-inch TV, which it's not light, but come on.
No, but yeah, I mean, yes, you could just carry it up yourself, or get the two of you could carry it up. But I was thinking about that. Like, you could, if you wanted, you could literally just lie it on the stairs and like push it up, couldn't you? Like from the bottom, like you could have it like lying flat on the stairs. Yeah, yeah, and just literally push it yourself.
That's a good point, you boy. Nothing is more engaging than his superiority complex over anybody that does a job that's not streaming. He really thinks he's an essential worker. I think you're true. That's right on that. That's anyone that does any job that's like serving other people, they're the bitches. They got to serve DSP. And if you don't do that in the order he expects, you got to face the fucking consequences. You got to face those repercussions a year later, like your Burger King. Remember that? He doesn't forget that shit. That was a single ka-ching sandwich, $5.
Yeah, that's your narcissist entitlement right there. He has expectations of interactions with people that are far above and beyond what are warranted, like either socio-culturally or like in terms of interpersonal relationships. Like maybe he expects better from somebody who is above him, or he expects better from somebody who's far below him who wouldn't ordinarily be dealing with him. So yeah,
that's never been better exemplified by when he said the classic, what is it, get yourself out there and work, bitch, or whatever.
Dude, the iconic President's Day rant. Go and check it out, everybody in chat. Go look at that shit. It's amazing. About one day that his YouTube payment was delayed. One fucking day. But also to the essential worker point, he did get an email once that made him cry, that made him feel like he was doing the most meaningful job ever. Because somebody said, "Hey, Phil, your playthroughs got me through a difficult time." Well, I guess I'm going to cry now.
Let's get emotional here.
It's been tough over the last decade. It's been tough.
When I get emails like this, man.
To see that I'm doing something meaningful for someone out there, it means a lot to me.
And then he gets to use that as, I get emails all the time from people who tell me this is meaningful.
To be fair, we got a banger song out of that. So.
Oh yeah, that's true. It's been tough. That's awesome. Yeah. God, it's just the classic. Also, let's talk about DSP is threatening to. No, he's worried about the future of Twitter. Kind of coming back here. Worried about Twitter. What's going to happen? It's going to be a nightmare. Really worried about what is he going to do. So the interesting point here is, what is he worried about? I still don't get that. It is very difficult to have 26,000 subscribers or followers on Twitter and to get 4 likes or 5 likes on your tweets. That's got to be hard. Like that takes effort, or it takes the situation like he has where half his followers are bullshit. Because think about that. 26,000 followers. On our channel, we have, 300 or something? If I say, like, hey, guys, what's up? You get 4 or 5 people saying, hey, cool. You know what I'm saying? 26,000, and he gets 3 or 4. But he still thinks it's so important. He's hanging on to this like it's a treasure box of, like, oh, my God, this Twitter. I really need this. I think it's based on, though, that check mark. It makes him think he's important. And he doesn't want to lose that. Right? He doesn't want to lose that aspect. Because there is no functional use to this Twitter, except that's where he scours to get his news to bullshit about the next day. Because what does this matter? Do you think he really cares about the schedules? Do you think Do you think he believes people really care about schedules? Do you think that's true there?
Not really.
I'd be really interested to know if there's anyone out there that opens up that white text thing that he puts up and just reads through it and go, okay, yeah, he's playing Disney Dreamlight Valley. Okay, that lines up with my schedule. So yeah.
I'm kind of busy this day, but I'm gonna check it out on demand.
Exactly.
And to the checkmark point, I think what is very important is what people just noticed recently is that now we get 2 different types of checkmarks, which is one of them is the one that you buy, and one of them is that gets given to you when you're notable. And Phil is notable. Unlike some other YouTubers that I've seen that are much bigger than him that for some reason didn't get actually verified. They had to buy Twitter Blue, which was pretty bizarre to me. But Phil is notable, you guys. So it obviously matters a lot what he does. It's meaningful. Because Twitter recognizes it.
He did give the backstory about how he got that, by the way. He was getting impersonated a lot. So he sent the personal message to Twitter, and Twitter gave the check mark. Back then, that was a different deal. Like now, it did become, like Elon says, the peasant, the king and peons system, where it's like, if we deem you worthy, we'll give you the check mark, and then everyone else just has little bitches who gives a shit about them. That's what it was back then. But even then, you could I'm a public figure, I guess he was. People were impersonating me. Here's the proof. Here's your check mark. That's how we got it in the past. It wasn't like Twitter noticed, oh my God, this legendary gamer is on our platform. We better give him the blue check mark. It was Phil asking for it in the end anyway. But that was just funny how important he thinks it is, because really, let's talk about schedules. His schedule, and I just realized we had this community post. He just realized about the community post, by the way. Brand new thing. Been out for how many years now? I don't even know. 6, 7?
I think that was more towards him just realizing he could do it from his phone while the stream was live. And this was right after he had a pretty lengthy, toxic as fuck rant about YouTube for not enabling this. And then he realized it was a thing. And then he kind of backpedaled on that.
So, I was going to say, because it came up when you were streaming the other day and we were talking about it. I was like, I'm sure you can post from your phone, from an iPhone, and you definitely can. So, yeah.
Yeah, because I knew about the Android. I knew for sure you're able to post on Android. But I was kind of surprised you couldn't do it from iPhone. And then it turned out that you could.
Yep.
So debunk never happened.
Also, then we got to hear him like writing the post. Hey. All just
for fuck's sake,
yeah, it was a test post. He did a test post. I'm just checking if this is gonna work while the stream is live, you guys.
That's how much he cares about the viewership. And he also, at the end of the stream now, when he gets like night stream is over, he'll fucking get he'll get the layout ready for the investor meeting, the daily wrap. He'll get that ready. He's still streaming. It's like that. It's so bad. It's like, come on, at least finish. You're dealing with one audience now. Can we at least deal with these people that are watching you instead of just disrespecting them? Basically, that's what it's called. I mean, what else is it? All right, hold on, guys. Yeah, good job, good stuff. Anyways, hold on. Goes through the tabs. Daily wrap comes up. All right, anyways, guys, pretty good. Thanks for joining. Thanks for having us. Thanks for watching. Really fun stream. All right. Well, see you then. That's it. And that's how he ends the night streams now. This is how much he doesn't give a shit about his viewers at all, especially the night stream, because I think he really does hate those viewers more than any other viewers, because they are literally waiting for Disney Daylight or whatever. Disney
Daylight Savings Time is what it's called.
Disney Daylight Savings Time live stream for Derek to give the facts. I mean, that's really what that stream is, and it's still going. And, but anyways, that's the Twitter and the schedules. Though the schedules are the community post. His community post is worse than his Twitter actually, because
is it?
I was checking it. Yeah, oh God, he is lucky if he gets 3 thumbs up on everything. Sometimes he has more. But after, like, as he does the post, his community post is Twitter. That's how he's treating it always already. Hey guys, streaming soon. Hey guys, live. Hey guys, middle of the stream. Hey guys, stream is over. Hey guys, tonight's the stream. Hey guys, middle of the stream, nighttime. Hey guys, stream's over. Hey guys, schedule. That's the social media experience with DSP right there. And obviously everyone catches it. I would love to see his metrics for his short watches, by the way. Short percentage watched. I bet that is scary. Who's going to sit around while he reads the schedule? You know, he's not going to say anything interesting.
Trolls.
Oh yeah, that's true. We have to get clips. Yeah, that's
because I've probably given him quite a few views trying to get to the first and last frames of those shorts because they're the best parts. And I end up like replaying it over and over again, trying to pause on the proper frame.
Yep.
So you can thank me for that, DSP.
Thanks for fucking tips.
There's also this. Since we're talking about the community tab, he announced his Black Friday advertisement special event thing where he's gonna watch ads, and he wanted people to send him ads on the community tab. And to find that post, which is from like 5 days ago, you need to scroll through walls of garbage. You need to scroll so hard. I barely found it yesterday, and he got like 30 suggestions. So he's going to be done with those in like 20 minutes, and then it's going to be Q&A stream.
Do you know what? I've never actually looked at this.
S, by the way. Don't forget that.
Apostrophe S. I lost my shit over this so hard. Apostrophes are not hard.
No,
they've never been hard.
No.
A-D apostrophe S, motherfuckers. Get it right.
Addy's what, Phil?
Go ahead, Sam. Look like you're about to say something.
Well, no, I can't say I've ever looked at his community tab before, so this is a first for me, and I don't know why I'm so
surprised. It's probably going to be a last for
surprised.
you as well.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm surprised.
It's a fucking copy and paste of his Twitter. That literally it. It's not even like
I
he
don't
writes
know,
it again. He just copy and paste it.
Yeah, I don't know what I was expecting, to be honest. I was expecting at least some difference, but it is literally just those stupid Microsoft Word schedules, and then the big tweets.
An exclamation mark for every punctuation.
Yep, and the random uppercase of double dose live stream or continuation live stream or
Like
conclusion.
Derek with his like apostrophes. No wonder Derek's English is fucked.
Or
Phil, I must randomly do this to
Yeah.
Who uppercases either? That's a tough one. Either The Devil in Me or Gotham Knights. Either, guys. That's
You can
uppercase.
also notice,
good one.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you can notice all of these private videos on the community tab that are still there.
Yes!
And it's like you can't access them. It's just filler. It's just trash.
Oh yeah.
Come join the stream, private.
Yeah. I'm having an amazing streaming week. Can't click the video.
We're all lucky he hasn't discovered word art.
Yeah.
Big ups, Tina.
Nice. Go ahead, Sam. Though you had a good one. I want to hear that. Yeah.
Well, a day ago. Reminder that tonight's late stream is Friday night firefights.
Watch out, guys. Gotta have a name for everything too, by the way. Firefights.
Right.
Go
okay.
ahead.
So just to sort of like tie these two together, once again, this is the result of Phil basically like choking his community and controlling all access to him, because like he spent years cutting off the comments of YouTube, he's similarly restricted his Twitter. So now he might have like 20,000 followers or whatever in the blue check mark, but nobody's interacting because for years nobody's been able to. He's been like banning, blocking, and just sort of like restricting how you can do it. And it's the same on YouTube with his community posts. There's nobody there because most people have either been like shadow banned from the chat, or they've just been like, right, I'm not going to wait 4 years for him to open comments again. Fuck that. So once again, he's just killed it, and that's the lack of his engagement right there.
Him nurturing his community is kind of like having a child and wanting it to be safe. So it's like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put a plastic bag on your head so nothing ever happens to you. I'm gonna make it real tight.
That's real. That's true. That's really a good point, because it is like that. Don't go out. You cannot see anything in the outside world. Stay here where it's safe. Stay here with me. You know, that's really what he likes to run things. I mean, and these comments that are here they are some of the saddest. It's just like everything's sucking his ass. That's the only ones that make it through. Wow, Phil, sounds great. That kind of stuff, you know, like the total like
really was
shit
meaningful.
no one does. Like no one says that in real life, but even on the internet, people you like, you know, it's like great stuff, man. You know, it's like it's kind of weird, you know, like, but obviously, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. I'm done reading it. You can get some dark stuff if you go there. Night streams and the commenters that are allowed to comment are a place you don't want to be. Those chats are scary, my friends. Stay away. Derek is the tip of the iceberg, I think, in terms of stuff you can find in there. Don't go looking. I promise you.
I don't know. He was pretty bad during the fishing streams, wasn't he?
The fishing streams was pretty special. I was a fishing stream enjoyer.
Yeah, lots of like, hey Phil, did you know that the biggest flounder was ever caught like this way at this time?
Yeah.
Derek is very tricky because he's both completely harmless and also an apex predator at the same time.
Yeah, like the softest personality, but he is ready to fuck. Down the fuck. He is ready for busting all the time.
Busting makes him feel good.
Hey! Yeah, okay. When you say apex, do you mean sexual?
Yes.
Kind of more like the Randy Orton apex predator.
Yes.
Well, he comes out of nowhere.
When you like
literally
tap on the floor and like beat the floor, and then you do an RKO out of nowhere. But except it's just a wank out of nowhere. You just pull it out and you bust out of nowhere.
Derek is like, you can't
That's
see
his
me.
finishing move, where he finishes him off.
He's definitely Randy.
Oh God. Thanks, Randy.
Dude, every time we get into Derek discussions, it gets grotesque real quick. It escalates like real fast.
Last one. I can't hold this one in anymore. I can't let it go. I should let this go as a host.
You can't hold it in, huh?
Wrestling
Just bust it out.
thing. You can't see me. That's because you just drank chloroform. That's Derek's dating move. All right.
You can't see
I'll
me
stop it
putting
there.
the hip mill in your drink. While I'm treating a porn star.
No more Derek talk. We get off the dark places quickly with Darish. Excuse me, Darish. Let's talk about God of War, Ragnarok. But DSP now is known as DSP the Unragnarockable. That's the Twitter name we've gone.
It's a very digestible name.
Is that a verb, Ragnarok? I didn't think so, but I guess maybe it is. I don't know.
It kind of makes sense if you try and make sense of it, because like Ragnarok is the apocalypse, right? And DSP can't be killed ever because he's a cockroach, so he owns up to it, and it makes sense somehow. But it doesn't have a good ring to it. It just doesn't make a lot of sense.
So he's
Ragnarok and roll.
Yeah, there you go.
Something like that, yeah.
He's feeling the love from the fans. He's getting that's why I don't know if we talked. Did we talk about yet on the stream about the no begging Phil, light side Phil yet? Have we talked about that, Meerkat? Or
I don't know,
we didn't really hit on it, right?
now.
So
but
yeah,
also
so
we need to dedicate a segment for the God of War stuff, because there's a recent thing about a big YouTuber that is very juicy to talk about.
All right, let's get into that then. God of War Ragnarok. This is, I'll just say, we're in the era of light side Phil for this game when it started out. The light side Phil being, he said it on his streams, I don't want to e-beg, I don't want to do that thing. And if I ever get back into those habits, please let me know. Tell me to relax. And say it that way, by the way, relax. Because if you say relax, I'll say, okay, I'm going to relax. That's what he said literally. So he is going to relax and stop the begging. That's what he said about whenever the Ragnarok started, right? So keep that in mind here.
Okay.
But Ragnarok... Go ahead.
Yeah, go through that, because otherwise I'm going to be here for like 4 hours or so.
So Ragnarok starts, getting the money, no begging at all, rare Phil form, but he's getting whaled out, so it's kind of fine. I love, my favorite parts of the stream so far are when anything that happens, anything in the story, he has to pause. That's the first thing you do. When awesome story's happening, pause. Hold on. Let's not let this go too fast. Pause. Talk about nonsense. Talk about things you know about the game or things he thinks he knows about the game. Unpause. And then the singing during everything is going great. But that's the notes that Meerkat have here, and I agree. But any other comments about I think, Meerkat, you can get into the point you were going to get into, though. I want to hear about that now.
Yeah, I just want to mention the first, like you just said, it was super obnoxious. He paused through everything. The very first cutscene that's supposed to set up the game, he paused through to read super chats, to ramble about the previous game, to talk about his non-existent knowledge of Scandinavian mythology and folklore, and to also, I was wondering when he was gonna start singing, and immediately after he started singing, and it was so obnoxious. It was so annoying. And it kind of feels like in those moments, like the game is a really big, high-profile game, and it's kind of taking the attention away from him. So he needs to be as obnoxious as possible to regain that attention. And it really destroys his content.
Yes. Anything to add there, Steve?
I haven't really been watching the God of War Ragnarok one, so I don't really have much to say on that. But I did have an issue with the no begging thing.
Yes, please.
Because as we know, the dawning moment for Phil here was that several prominent YouTubers have done content about me, putting me in top 10s and things. I've noticed I actually look bad. So I'm going to try and do something about that, guys. So from now on, I'm not going to beg. Never mind that for years, you've all said to me, stop it. You know, you're begging too much. Never mind that for years, one of the biggest criticisms from my detractors has been, you beg too much. You are just a complete e-beggar because that's all you do. That's all your streams are. Now that more popular YouTubers have said it, I'm going to listen. My fans below me, worthless. I don't need to consider their opinion. Detractors, below me as well. I am well above these people, so I don't need to take their criticism at all. I don't need to consider it. I don't need to give it a moment's thought. Somebody who's higher than me on the totem pole, though. Oh shit! Yeah, they've got a point. I should probably stop that then. And once again, it's actually narcissism right there. If I am above you, then you are worthless to me. You know, as long as I'm above you, that's what matters. And somebody above me, who I can't deny is above me, because look at the subscriber counts. So now there's 2 or 3 of them doing it. Oh shit, they might have a point. I do actually look bad. The optics are bad for this. So there's your narcissism right there. But again, as is the always the case with Phil. We've got like this half-assed attempt at doing it. It's a bit like. Do you remember in The Simpsons, the Frank Grimes episode where Homer tries to be a model employee?
Yeah,
and he's just sat there like at his desk with like, "Hello, fellow worker. I would like to meet you and continue this discussion at lunchtime at appropriate hours." And he's doing that. He's being like, "Hello, everybody. I'm here for a fun, chill stream, and I am definitely not going to mention my financial situation today. Let's get on with the gameplay."
But a few housekeeping things at first.
Carried on.
Yeah.
Sorry, just very quickly. It's carried on to the point where he's stopped because he can't carry it on anymore. He's given it a good college try, but like all things with Phil, it's half-assed. So eventually, we've returned back to begging. Within like less than a week, it's been creeping back in, as you pointed out. But yeah, sorry, Nick.
And it was unrecorded as well. The begging from yesterday was unrecorded, so he obviously knew what he was doing and he knew what was going on. So yeah, but of course, people are there to point it out, so it didn't really work. And his whole housekeeping segment of reminding people every like 10 minutes what the goals are, that is also kind of, it's not begging, but it is like blatant self-promotion. Some of the criticisms about him, why people don't like him, is because he promotes his own hats and vests and glasses constantly.
Yeah, it's just a way. All the thing he's taken out of is the egregious stuff that, like, a lot of people streamers have goals and stuff like, all right, this is our goal for the day, cool, and that's it. But he stopped the outright saying, all right, guys, 30 minutes left in the stream. Really be nice to hit this stuff. He kind of cut that out for a while. But it's definitely coming back. I mean, yesterday it was back 100%. But yeah, unrecorded style of, hey, $50, $45, be nice to hit that goal. And he also slipped in it's better to do it sooner rather than later. That's one of my favorites. Better do it sooner rather than later. Hey, guys, want to give you money? Better do it sooner rather than later.
Dude, some of my favorite DSP segments are when he says, it would be nice if somebody would swing by and hit the goal so I don't have to worry about it for the rest of the stream, so we can be relaxed and chill. It's like, yeah, okay, sure.
I like the ones where he's like, it makes more sense to do it now because obviously then you've got longer left on the stream to enjoy the hat.
Yeah, enjoy the hat. Let's enjoy the hat, guys. Are you enjoying this Burger King hat, guys? It started from the beginning. I hope you're enjoying it.
Hey,
What
you
does
got
that
it for
even
free.
fucking mean? Yeah. What does that even fucking mean? Enjoy it. Let's enjoy it together. My hat. Anyways, let's get out of that.
Just a little thing we do.
Yeah,
It's just a silly thing we do.
Silly. It's just
When
totally
other people
silly.
do it, they're fucking shills.
It's not guilt tripping if you're just stating facts. That's the key. So it is a fact. It is a fact. But we do need to talk about, though, Meerkat, what you were going with that is also Phil's call out of another YouTuber. So apparently, Meerkat, just the cat, is playing the game as well. And Phil doesn't want to get spoiled. So, he can't watch her play the game that far. So they went together to YouTube to see to watch someone else play. And apparently, according to Phil, it was a huge YouTuber. Oh, incredible. Oh, my God, so big. He makes his living doing this. And he was horrible at it and died at the first boss many, many times. And Phil had an extremely long rant about this. And my favorite line from it was how he said, I'm not putting up with it anymore. You guys have no right to make This Is How You Don't Plays about me anymore. Because there's one other dude that's worse than Phil, maybe?
I thought
Still
your
figuring
favorite
it all
line
out.
would be when he told people to suck turds out of their own asses.
That's
That was a great line.
Some people like that darker side of comedy.
Like you just said, the narrative is that guy was so terrible at the game that he had to edit out all of his deaths. And of course, since he didn't talk about who that guy was, a bunch of people went, and I saw them in the Discord, and I myself went and watched a couple of episode ones of God of War to try and figure out who that guy was, because let's fact check DSP a little bit. And I couldn't find for the life of me someone who was that bad that needed to make it a point that they edited out all his deaths. There was a couple of people that died on the first boss, which is a bear, and then it cuts to them beating the boss.
Spoilers!
I'm sorry. We had to do this.
Like this is someone who's bothering to make their content more watchable. Let's not forget that. Whether it's real or not, the problem Phil has is that someone's taken time to to realize that people aren't going to want to watch you constantly failing over and over again. You know.
Exactly, but I think he even completely misinterpreted that because I never saw a guy who died so much. Everybody just died once of the people that I saw that are big YouTubers that, as to DSP's words, they make a living off of AdSense alone. That was a point that he tried to push very heavily. And I think he just kind of, I don't know, he kind of misinterpreted them editing the video for brevity's sake as them failing so hard that they had to edit everything out.
That sounds right to me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there is no actual hard facts that this guy was really terrible at the game, because I didn't see any of them, and I didn't see anyone else point out someone that was like that.
Yeah, and if it is real as well, it could be just someone that, you know, failed a couple of times. You know, the way because I did see this, like this rant. I didn't catch much of what's happened in the last couple of weeks, but like this I did see earlier on today, and it, you know, we know he over exaggerates everything. So this could be someone that's failed maybe twice and fast forwarded through the 2 failures, or we don't know. You know, it could be something as innocent as that.
Exactly. And he made it look like this is how you don't play worthy segment. And he told his trolls to go make fun of that guy instead. Why does that guy doesn't have trolls and I do? Well, because of segments like this.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that's the one that got me. He said he's not great at games, but he makes a living doing this.
Yeah, he was so mad at that.
Yeah. So does Phil think that he's great at games then? Because he's making a living doing this.
He was flip-flopping on that point as well, because he was trying to gatekeep people being bad at games, making a living. And also before that and after that, he said it's perfectly okay to be bad at games and also have YouTube channel where you upload stuff. So he was trying to both be toxic as fuck, because that's kind of how he is. And he was trying to backpedal on all of that to make it somehow not be toxic and not be a gatekeeper. But he was a gatekeeper throughout that whole thing.
Yeah. He was deciding what's good and bad. Yeah, deciding what's right and wrong. That's Phil's choice, obviously.
Yeah, you can't be good at this and like be bad at games. It's not on. You know, you should be like at this point. You should be playing better than Game Journal standards. You know.
Yeah, and for all we know as well, this could be anyone. This could be someone that only plays Among Us with their mates, and then they've gone, oh, I'm going to play God of War because it's the new thing. You know, it could be like fucking, I don't know, just. Didn't what's her face?
Pokimane.
The one, Pokimane. Didn't she used to play in groups of, you know, big streamers Among Us and that? Like it could be her. It could be her playing. You know, I'm going to play God of War for the fuck of it. You know, just.
It had to be somebody big, Sam, because he already knew how much they made per month off ad revenue.
Oh yeah. He knew about that. He knew about that. He was super. He makes enough. He said this too. This line. He was like, this guy making a living on ad revenue alone. That comment came out.
This also could have been a total assumption, so it can serve to solidify his point, to be a part of the argument, where he has no idea about this. He has no idea how many times that guy died. He has no idea how bad that guy was at the game, but he wanted to make this point. So for the sake of the point, he's not going to name drop who that is, and also because that guy might clap back and humiliate him.
Yeah.
And it all kind of sounded like bullshit to me, and we couldn't successfully fact check him on that because obviously he didn't say who it was.
Yeah, but you know who I call me the softy of the group. You know who I feel bad for from this too? Is it fucking Cat? Because you know, okay, let's have some time together for a moment. Let's pretend for a second they have a fine relationship. It's semi-normal. All right, let's have some time together. Hey, let's watch someone else play this. And you know, Phil, all he's doing is bitching about this dude endlessly. It's like, fuck, can we break away from that stream for a minute? Can we talk about something that's not about your streaming for 5 minutes, please, honey?
Well, yeah.
He
even said that dude was worse than Cat at the game.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
He made that a point. He was like, he's not even as good as my wife, who's like, she's not a professional gamer.
Not a professional. She just sucks.
Well, if you've seen her, This Is How You Don't Play, yeah, she does suck. It's terrible gameplay.
But still, like you say, you sat there watching it with your husband, and he's going, "Oh my god, why doesn't this guy have trolls? Why doesn't this guy have This Is How You Don't Play? This is bullshit." You know, storming off to the outside to have a wank off to play Champions or something. Storming off. This is ridiculous. I'm fed up with this. No more This Is How You Don't Plays. This guy sucks. Why is it me? I'm better than him. Why is it me that gets all this? You tell. And it's like, Jesus, mate, maybe he's actually just fucking entertaining to watch.
I know,
The fact
yeah.
that he's going to edit his content shows that he cares enough about his product to make it digestible or like more consumable. So you don't have to watch like 5 hours worth of footage a day to catch up. You know?
Yeah.
Maybe it's a highlights bit. Maybe it's like he did a stream and then cut it down and watched these are the highlights. So
Exactly.
he's got like an hour, 2 hour, 3 hour long stream of God of War, and then the 20, 30-minute highlights. And they're watching that, and he's like, he's cutting out all his deaths. This is ridiculous.
Well, yeah, and that's what I mean. That's probably all it is. It's probably quite a little funny moment in it where it's like, don't look at this, like where it's like, these are all the times I died, but we don't look at that, and it's probably quite
having fun.
Yeah,
having fun.
It's probably an innocent, funny little thing, and it's it's something you wouldn't think about. I would do that, anyone would. It would, you craft your editing to be as to be as entertaining as possible, and that would do that, I guess. But yeah, he just doesn't see it like that. It's all a big competition. I guess he's so obsessed with this word competitive, isn't he? I guess he always has to bring up when he plays a first-person shooter or a fighting game, he always has to slip in that word, and I feel like that's what this is about a little bit. Where it's like again, he's not a competitive streamer like me, or something like that. But
he does. You get it a lot with fighting games, especially like when someone's like, "Hey Phil, why don't you play this character?" Oh well, because I'd have to go into the lab to practice with them for ages, and I couldn't get up to a competitive level. It's like people don't give a fuck. They're not there for that. They just want to start playing the game. And this idea does go back to Phil's just sort of like the way he judges people's value relative to him. It's like, if you are better than him at a game, then you've cheated somehow.
Yeah.
But if you're worse than him, then you're not doing competitive. He's doing it competitive level, and that's the important distinction. You're obviously just a casual. It's like people have moved past that, especially when it comes to just watching content on YouTube for a fucking single player game,
Yeah.
Oh
exactly.
yeah, skill was so little part of a successful YouTuber or not, right? How well you play a game. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a few people that make their money because they are so good. But we're talking the 0.01% people right there,
With a cream, with a crop.
Everyone else is just interesting,
if you want to put up a YouTube video of you playing especially a AAA game like this, it's got to have that extra layer on top. It can't just be you playing the raw footage of you just playing a game and occasionally goat laughing or whatever it is he's doing, singing and all this shit. It's got to be about how you've cut it and what you bring to it on top of that, and he knows nothing of that, and that's what he's missing here. That was a good point, actually. I wanted to not forget what Demata just said a little while ago about someone posting up. There you go.
Post it up.
Someone tweeted about the possible vid that he was talking about, and the guy was playing on hard, and someone did say that to him, like maybe they were playing on a different difficulty, and he really didn't fucking like that. He was like, no, they were playing on normal.
Don't question the king. Do not question
it. Point of being competitive, he also did have this segment the other day when he said, "I have no ambition of being one of those guys up there." So he wants to be competitive when it suits him, and also when he has to cope with the fact that his channel has failed, he admits that he doesn't want to be competitive. So he doesn't want to be competitive at his job, but he wants to be like selectively competitive at those things that he thinks he's better than other people, which is a very nice DSP thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he does that all the time. It's like when it matters to me, when I need it, then I'll use it. But when I don't need it, it doesn't matter. So when I need it to justify a position I'm taking, like this guy sucks, doesn't even play to a competitive level like I do, then it matters. But when it's like, oh, well, I'm doing very, very badly at like Halo or something, then I'm not here to play competitively, guys. I'm just, I'm here to have fun and chill, interactive vibes. Positive stream.
Okay, real quick. I think that's why he loves those fucking fishing and the Disney Dreamlight, because that's like the absence of competitiveness, right? You cannot turn this into a competitive game if you tried. Well, you could turn the fishing into competitive if you did actually tournaments. but he does nothing. Oh my gosh, Tina, that was so good.
Single player, like, you know.
Tina made a great comment. You can ask the king, but you can't question him. Beautiful.
Oh,
beautiful.
yes.
That's awesome. But yeah, so like he loves those. That is chill because there's the absence of competitiveness. And then when it is competitive, inherently, talk about when that guy, with Chris New York, I always forget his name, New York Chris guy, let's say, the guy that clapped him 13-0. Yeah. How fast does Phil have to turn into? Oh, clearly, he practiced all weekend with this character. I did not know who that was because he's a pro gamer who practiced all weekend. Did not practice at all, by the way. Just knows how to play the game. Remember, did not think it was actually DSP because how bad he was. That's how he kind of gets around that. He always has to. There's a reason he sucks, or he's awesome, right? Those are the two options. There's a reason I suck. It's either I don't care, I don't have time to practice, or he thinks he's awesome. That's two options, you know.
And it was
usually
also,
as well.
I can give this example with his marathons. When somebody used to tell him, "Hey Phil, why don't you do a 12-hour marathon?" And he would say, "Oh yeah, those people that do the marathons, they just sit there, they destroy their health by sitting there for 12 hours." And when he did the Halloween thing, "Oh, you guys, I did a 12-hour marathon, and I was just like sitting here. I had just one break." So it's just selective competition.
I only did one break for you guys. I'm great. Real quick though, someone did Poe's Mystery on Twitter noticed this, and I picked it up as well. Lots more breaks for leg stretches going on these days. Just something to watch for. I know we kind of been talking about the health thing a little bit. Could be something there.
Could be that. Could be TJ, like something for TJ to watch out for though.
Oh yeah,
because we know what's possible for a break. We know what else is possible.
Yeah, what else you might do? Oh, the last point of Ragnarok is Phil playing it. What difficulty is Phil playing it on officially? The normal,
normal,
right?
Normal.
So is that game just? It tells you what to do in an instant. What I was watching, it's like you go to this puzzle. There's like a water wheel thing. It's like try to freeze the water wheel. Like the dude just tells you what to do.
Yeah,
is
it's
that
a
always
Sony
there?
exclusive game. It's
okay.
I don't know if the higher difficulties kind of tone down on the hand holding, but it's definitely kind of a linear type of game.
Yeah,
guys,
it's like don't even think.
Guys, are we like forgetting this is a game made like explicitly with Phil in mind?
Yes.
This is the game example they used.
Yeah.
So,
yep.
This is when brain dead people play our game. What happens? How we help them get through this?
How do we guide the player through it?
Yeah, it cannot be forgotten that this game, in some maybe small way, has been made, and they were thinking of him.
They were thinking of him, yeah.
This is one game we know that is probably a thing, which is fucking brilliant.
And like, walk to a new area, it tells you what to do. That's what Phil wants, and it gives it to him too.
Yeah.
Do you think they like internally have like this is a DSP bit, like for an event trigger or something, or like a camera panning to identify this bit for DSP. What would DSP do here? You know,
companies would have like an internal nickname for their clients sometimes, based on who they are. Just like we call DSP's fans Derek's and stuff like that. They might call them DSPs. So let's make this more linear for the DSPs.
I hope that's true.
The DSPs might get confused, you guys. Let's just water it down a little bit.
Yeah, let's give a few more achievements for bullshit. Oh, you took 5 steps. Achievement. They get excited by that.
Oh, yeah.
You took 5 steps. I got achievement, guys. Cool. All right. Have we exhausted our God of War Ragnarok rigmarole yet? Or should we go to our next topic?
So.
Okay.
He did also make a tweet about that big streamer that he was so salty at. So, you know, he was really pissed off. And I mean, it showed in his segment, but he did also tweet it out. And he put an LOL in the end. I think if I'm correct, he did put an LOL in the end. And that's a massive DSP cope mechanism to put the LOL in the end. So you know he laughed, you guys. He wasn't actually angry.
Not serious, guys. Come on.
Oh no, but you see that is always his like narcissistic. I've got to have the last laugh. Boom, there. I've got to slap down. You know, there's me smackdown. There's me response. There's me retort. There's me argument. Whatever. Lol. There. Now you can't do anything else. I've just ended it and said lol. So now you can't. You know.
The actual tweet's worse than that. Yeah, listen, where's the actual tweet here? So we are watching early parts of God of War Ragnarok playthrough from a YouTuber way bigger than me who died so many times on the first boss that they had to edit it out. Again, we don't know if that's true. It could have just been edited out to make it streamlined, but okay, let's keep going. This is the state of modern gaming, but you guys give me crap as if I suck by comparison. LOL. Come on. So First, who's you guys? Because I guess he's talking to detractors for that, you guys. But this is the state of modern gaming because a big YouTuber, millions of subscribers, had difficulty with the first boss, according to Phil. That's the state of modern gaming. I don't even know what that means, really. That people are bad at games now?
No, this is just his way of saying we live in a society. That's basically what it means. We live in a society where people don't like me and they like other people because of reasons. So I cry about them.
I wish I knew if he had a podcast. He should have added that.
Yeah.
So let's move on to a more holiday-style topic. Some holidays are coming up in the United States that Phil will be a part of. Definitely looking forward to.
Usually people get Veterans Day.
Oh, Veterans Day.
Yeah, you did get
Veterans Day tweet.
Veterans Day tweet. Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, and that sweet clout. Thank you, veterans. Took the first
Big up soldiers.
First choice of the Twitter gift search. Okay, that's the first choice. Go ahead. That's good.
I too have played Call of Duty, so I have some empathy for what you're going through today.
He also had to get some clout with that Batman guy that unfortunately passed away. I had to share that.
Oh yeah,
big inspiration of Phil's content for sure. Anyways, moving on to a more holiday style topic. There is the holiday of Thanksgiving coming up. So most Americans, or some Americans, I don't know how many actually, they do a thing where you eat turkey, family together, blah blah blah, eat a lot of food. It's cool. We're thankful for the stuff we got. Phil, of course, not that I meet the family. Get the fuck out of that. Get the fuck out of here with that nonsense. But we will get the parents to send us food, which is interesting.
It's a tradition, apparently.
It's a tradition every year. People send food to him. His parents send him food, frozen food, from the QVC, which is the shopping channel that you could used to be like before there was the internet. There was a shopping channel on TV. You watched it, you buy stuff. I'm sure maybe that's why Phil loves the aerated shorts from the Sky Mall magazine. Because his parents have groomed him into the QVC fan. Anyway,
what are the chances that his mom is also a lolcow just like he is? We need to interview this woman. Because she, by everything I've heard about this woman, she's exactly the same as him. But she chain smokes cigarettes as well. So she must be way more fun.
Don't forget about a key important point. 18 cats.
18 cats. Fuck yeah.
4,000 cats. 4,000 cigarettes every day. Go ahead.
4,000 credit cards, maybe. We don't know.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
Very quickly, though, because we get QVC over here in the UK, and I don't think I've ever seen them sell food. Is that like an exclusively American thing? Because
I don't know the details. I gotta be honest. I don't know. I remember watching when I was a kid for the bikini segments. That was a great viewing. I was like 13. Just being out there, just being honest. Be as honest as I can. As being honest as I can here.
Not wait for the 10-minute preview at midnight.
That was before those days. Anyway, back on track here. Not get too Derek. Not going back into Derek land. Reverse course. So anyway, his parents sent him food, which I think is strange too. 40-year-old gentleman, parents sending you food for Thanksgiving is, if that's what your parents want to do, okay. For me, it's a little strange. For him, okay, cool. So he gets sent this package of the food that you get sent, I guess, 2 weeks early. It's frozen, of course, so who the fuck cares? It lasts 10 years. So you get sent to your house, and they opened up the box that it came in, and their jaws dropped, in Phil's words. Their jaws dropped. Half of the cube was missing.
Cat was crying.
Yeah, the way he phrased it as well is like, we were staring at it like, or something like that. And I always just imagine like that picture of Cat looking in the hole in that Pixar thing, or just in the same way as her hanging over, like standing over his bed when the car broke down. Like, they both just stood there like.
What do we do now?
Yeah, like the parents at the end of, the very first scene of Halloween where the camera pulls back and you just see the young Michael Myers standing there with the knife and the two parents, and they're all just kind of frozen there, like, and the camera pulls back. It's really artistic, but I just imagine them like that, like lifeless. Like that's what I'm saying.
That was probably pretty artistic as well. Just a little bit of.
God.
Never mind.
In my head, she just sort of like stood in the kitchen, like next to a smoking vacuum cleaner and a broken like garbage disposal, like water from the sink from the shower upstairs is dripping down, and she's just sort of stood there looking at this box on the table, going,
What do we do? What do I do?
What do I do? It's broken.
It's broken, Phil.
It's broke.
Because like every time he says like something's gone wrong, and she's sort of like,
oh, she's in it.
Always like,
yeah,
she's just stood there, no idea what to do, and it's like, how clueless is this woman?
Take what Phil says with a very large grain of saltiness, because listen, he's making everything to make him look good. How many examples have we had of his doing everything so he can't be blamed 1%, right?
Every example.
He's fast to say that it's Kat's fault when I don't think it is every single time. I do not believe that. She's not even doing anything. What can she? How bad can she be?
She did nothing wrong.
Yeah, I would love that video of her saying that. I did nothing wrong. I did everything correct. All right. Anyway, so the cube was missing. Cube was broken. The sides and odds and ends, or what it's called, the odds and ends, were all over the place. So what do you do, right? What do you do if this happens to you guys? Well, of course you call mommy, and his mommy said, "Hey, you got to call QVC." Right? You got to call QVC. You got a problem, call them. Phil's reaction was, me? I didn't buy it. Very, very degrading tone there. Extremely, extremely degrading tone. That I don't know how he was raised and everything. Man, that shows me some disrespect that he never learned. You don't talk to your... Okay, it's one thing to get angry at your mom. You talk to her like, you shouldn't talk to her back in behind the scenes. When you're on the stream, and that just shows who knows how bad it really was. That's how he says it on the stream, Me? I didn't buy it. I'm not calling them. That was something. That was very telling, I should say. It's a way to put it, about
that
how
was, again, a thing that totally he didn't have to tell anyone. He didn't have to share this with the internet, but he decided to, and it made him look bad.
I was going to say, why talk about this at all? It's...
Again, because we sort of briefly skimmed over this where we were talking earlier. It's one of those things where he tells the truth because he thinks it's normal, but it actually makes him look worse. He thinks that response is fine. He thinks, well, I didn't buy it. I didn't pay for it. I have nothing to do with it. So why is it on me to go and fix the issue? But it's like, you're a fucking adult. The thing for me there is a fear of interacting with other people. He did not like the idea of having to talk to customer service.
Yeah.
Especially with incomplete information. Oh God, what about if they ask me for an order number or something? What about if they ask me for her credit card details or something like that? What am I supposed to do if they ask me for this thing or that thing? When was it bought? Where was it shipped to? All that stuff. I don't know. What am I going to do? I don't know. Why should I have to do it? It wasn't me that bought it. So it comes up defensively like that. But yeah, again, it shows absolutely no consideration for how you're looking when you're talking about your parents. Because he's just, that doesn't enter his mind. Whereas for everybody else, it would. For me, you, Sam, me, and Meerkat, we would think differently. But he doesn't. And so that naked and unvarnished moment of, well, why should I have to deal with it?
Yeah, exactly.
Just really shows the sort of person he is, because he's just not thinking that this is weird to other people. Other people do not act like this. So.
But do you know what? Do you know what else as well? This is embarrassing on so many levels as well, because all you have to say, the only thing you have to say for this to be embarrassing is, my parents send me food, which is kind of embarrassing. Which I guess is kind of embarrassing. But then you go, okay, my parents send me food and I'm 40 years old. And then you go, my parents send me food, I'm 40 years old. Oh, and it came from QVC.
Goes deep and deep, deeper and deeper.
And all of this, none of those things we should know, but it's just one of those beautiful things, like Steve said, like we were talking about earlier on, the great moments from DSP come from when it's when he's telling the truth, when it's that stream of consciousness, he's not bullshitting, but he's telling you stuff that we really shouldn't know about.
I feel like Cat looking down in the hole, because there's layers, isn't it? He's going he's very deep under the house.
We have so much shit in that hole right now. It's incredible how much stuff we're putting down there.
The delivery man with the TV could barely get in the house. There was so much shit. There's the exercise bike.
Oh god,
That exercise bike, that's an interesting saga.
Yeah, well, that's a good saga
it's
to
done
cover.
now.
That's a good saga. Oh, the DDP
Oh, yeah.
yoga mat. He'll have a lot more space in his new house for that. Luckily, that he moved in 6 years ago, so that'll be good. Can't wait for that to come out. Got to get room for that. But then, okay, think about this though.
BRB.
It's okay. Let's say your mom gave you a present, and it was some kind of streaming clock or something that didn't work, and then okay. Then there's a world where you might say, Mom, where'd you get this from? Could you help me with this? I need some help. It's a present for you. It's a present that was made, given to you, food for you, and you're still making your mom do more fucking work than just giving up the money. And apparently it costs like $90 or whatever incredible price that was.
Jesus. For what, 4 sides?
And I think the turkey came with it. I don't know the details here. I'm paraphrasing.
I think somebody found it out on the site, and it cost like $80 for 4 sides that you could easily just make yourself. But of course, as we've learned from DSP, and probably by extension his mom, that you can just buy stuff. You don't have to make stuff. You can just buy them.
Oh yeah, but then Phil
money is king.
Was not afraid to say he went to the grocery store just to check out the prices. I haven't seen it in a while. A turkey costs $40. $40. Wow.
You know he looked at like the biggest turkey for that.
Yeah.
There's no way he looked at like
king turkey,
just a range of them to get a sort of feel for like, oh well, they cost $8, but they're like that big, and you know, he looked Scrooge like he did it Scrooge, didn't he? Like you go to it's Christmas, go and get me the biggest turkey from the butchers. You know,
yeah.
Get me the biggest goose. It's that he'll have looked at the biggest one and gone $40. Fucking ridiculous.
Give me that golden one, please, sir. The 80-pounder. Thank you. I'll wait here. How much is this? Thank you. Yeah.
Derek tells me that the biggest turkey ever.
Turkeys started being eaten at Thanksgiving after the Civil War. Thanks, Derek. It's awesome. I didn't know that. All right, so the QVC was a great little, just a mirror, a window into the personality and how he thinks about things. We've seen many examples of this, but I thought that was a really good one.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, because again, it's so revealing for like completely accidentally. He unintentionally gave away the just like gold, really, for us.
Yeah.
My mum sent us QVC food, and it arrived broken. So all I had left was like mac and cheese that was melting everywhere, and then I made my mum sort it out again.
And yeah,
because
somehow it's my mom's fault. It's mom's fault or the other mom's fault, Cat's fault. Those are the two. They get the brunt of all the faults. I do want to talk quickly about Metokur. Mr. Metokur apparently is not a good option for Phil's interview, as we all knew. So we do have to talk about the interview a little bit because it's been a while now. It's been a few weeks actually.
Still going on.
Yeah, it's been a few weeks now, and the hype, at least outwardly, appears to be dying down. And I think Phil is playing with fire here, right? I mean, if he keeps going, the big people are going to be like, all right, fuck this. Who cares anymore? The fire's gone. But he has to accept someone eventually, right? Or is he just going to keep bathing in all this attention that he's loving so much, you know? So what do we see this going?
Yeah.
It's the PC saga all over again. He's trying to find out the best one. He's being the biggest choosing beggar out of every choosing beggar that has ever existed. And in the end, I still think he's going to do it sometimes in December because he's bullshitting people about not having enough time. They're telling him that, okay, Phil, let's just do it now. But no, I can't do it. Now is the hardcore gaming season, and so on and so forth. But the Metokur thing was hilarious because of the way he got introduced to Metokur, basically, and things that everybody else knows as in he's super, super edgy and super, super toxic, as in nobody would consider that DSP would do an interview with him. But we got to see DSP's opinion on him, which was hilarious. Very, very funny.
Yeah. As we all knew. Go ahead, Steve.
It's amazing to see it sort of like form in real time because he's no idea who this person is. Never sort of like heard of him or has like any general idea. But he's been sent an email. So now his opinion is like, boom, there we go. This person's an asshole. Because somebody told me. Somebody else did the work for me. Somebody else. I don't know who it was. I don't think it's necessarily relevant, really. The point is that one of his flying monkeys came and did the work and told him. So he's obviously like, right, okay, OIC, for example, told me I trust them, so therefore that email says this, and OIC is telling me this, so okay, Metaker's bad. He's an asshole. I've made up my mind on him already.
I don't even think it matters who told him, as long as they told him something that he would like to believe. When confirmation bias was in full force. So I might as well go and send him an email telling him that Metaker says the N-word a bunch, and then DSP would be like, well, obviously, I wouldn't want to do business with anyone like that.
Yeah, and if you can rule anybody out, then that's great, because obviously the chance of somebody actually doing this interview is very low, but the point is there's always a risk that somebody will, and then you'll get to the interview stage and then they'll be like, right, okay, so explain champions. So he's always going to be anxious. So if there's anybody out there with an email saying, by the way, the gamer from Mars was once on a this is how you don't play, so therefore he's a detractor, gamer from Mars is an asshole, done.
And I want to know the level of trust Phil has to get from these emails to believe him, because I bet it's very low. Because as we've seen, many detractors have said it Phil's emails, and he always writes back. And like, I want to know how much time Phil is spending on these emails, because as we've seen, he writes the fucking Bible back in response to people's, he really writes paragraphs and paragraphs. Or like, it's so old school internet kind of email writing, like, you write paragraphs, it's like whatever. But nowadays, even like the business of the business emails. Internal emails, you say a sentence or two and then you get the fuck out. But Phil is like paragraph. Remember that Realtek USA one? That was scary. Like, he's like, here's my thesis, and here's I'm gonna explain the points. And I wonder how much he believes those emails behind the scenes, right? I mean, how much time he spends on those fucking emails.
Yeah, it is kind of like, it reminds me of when we hit up someone to be on the podcast, and we're just like in a couple of lines in a DM somewhere. It's just like, hey, do you want to come on the podcast? It's on Sunday at this time.
Yeah,
and they say yes or no, and then that's it. We don't need to write an entire essay about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, his emails are an ego stroke of sorts, because of course he's special because people send him emails. And when people bigger than him send him emails, he needs to revel in that positivity, that attention, because he's never going to get that again. He's not going to get any kind of this ever again, unless he does another accident stream or something noteworthy to the internet, which is not very likely to happen.
Yes, unless he manufactures something down the line to be a big story, which that'll be much more desperate times than we have now. Yost, we got a question for Steve here. I got to read it here. Dr. Steve, I kept waking up with cold sweats, a huge boner, and this itch for Hulk Hogan and WWE champions. Am I okay? What is your take on that, Steve? Is he okay? Or not?
No, you're not okay. I recommend drinking lots more Lucasade.
Perfect.
Maybe some pulls are going to satiate your needs. A couple of pulls here and there. If you get the 6-star, then it's good. If you don't, then just stop.
Just stop, bro. Just stop.
Something involving pulling sounds like it'll cure one of these two things.
Pulling the taffy. Pulling that thing. Anyways, back on track. Speaking of things, Sonic game. Any talk about Sonic? He definitely the review thing was funny from this, right? When he said like 2, oh my god, they gave a rating scream a 2. It was really 2 out of 5, but he thought it was 2 out of 10. That was kind of humorous. Meerkat, I know you watched on your stream, I think.
Yeah, that was the most notable part of him doing the Sonic game. The Sonic segments was him shitting on reviewers, talking about subjectivity, objectivity, all that nonsense. Then he saw somebody gave it a 2, like you just said, but it was a 2 out of 5, which is basically kind of a middle of the road kind of score, which is a 4 out of 10, I guess, if you want to put it like that. Which is still kind of mediocre, below average, which when I look at that game, that's what I think. As a non-Sonic fan, that's definitely what I think.
Yes. I haven't seen much of Phil playing it at all. Has anyone been watching that? It's not really interesting to me. I know Sam's a no. Steve, any watching of that?
It's whack.
I've seen I've seen the couple of clips there and there, but not watched the stream. I know that he's been luring the Sonic hat again.
Oh yeah.
So he's been sort of like putting the pressure on there. Hey guys, Sonic hat's rare. You have to give me a lot of money.
Yeah.
You don't get the opportunity to do this much. I'm really pushing the FOMO here.
FOMO? Full force, yeah.
But this is it. After this playthrough, the hat goes. So, you lose your chance. Bye.
Put this back on the hanger. And that's when he brought out the classic line of, it's better to do it sooner rather than later for the Sonic hat, the rare pull Sonic hat. That's a gold star DSP hat. That's the again. Remember that talk
That's
we
the
had?
Hollywood. That's the Holiday Hogan. That one.
Yeah, that's the mobile game to stream comparison. Another, you know,
it's
the
that
timed.
was really
Another
good
great one there,
Good
right?
message,
Timed hat. You can only get it at certain times, you know,
Time
and
released.
Seasonal.
time released. Time released. But yeah, that stream is going on, and I don't care. I don't think any of us care about the Sonic, so that's it for there. Anything else on the docket from any of the minds of all the legends around here or in chat? We're open for questions now. We have about 40 minutes to kill here. 45 minutes left to kill, so feel free to ask questions. We'll try to get to all those. If you ask a question we don't like, though, you get the fuck out. That's for sure. So please keep it on topic. On topic.
There was a thing about him not reading troll tips anymore. Despite taking the bait from obvious troll tips pretty much constantly, he still does it. That's basically all of it. He still does it.
So he does it in a weird way, like I'm not going to address it anymore. Like he says that every single time. Oh, just got a tip. Not going to address it anymore. I'm above that. Okay. Anyways, let's keep playing. You know, that's what he does now. He can't make it smooth though. It has to be pause the stream. Hang on. Just got a troll tip. Not to do anything about it. I'm above that now. Okay, done. That's what he does.
Doesn't that open him up to chargebacks though? When he doesn't read the message,
That's yeah. I want to know about
this in the past.
Yeah,
I think he said this in the past when it's kind of like his product, quote unquote, is him giving the shout out. So if he doesn't give the shout out, doesn't read the message, and just says something came through, it kind of opens him up to chargebacks. But I don't really know about this. This is what I've heard from him, and he's not very reliable.
Yeah, so that's what I want to know. What is the actual legality of that? Can you, if you say to people, if you give me money, I'll shout you out, but then don't shout you out, is that not giving your product to the person? I thought if it's a tip, though, like if you use that language, tip is just like, here's money, I don't give a shit, here's money, I thought. But
he's
I don't want
used
to get
both
too
arguments.
Deep
He's used both
yeah.
arguments at different times, depending. Because he did recently say, I don't have to do it, didn't he? I vaguely remember talking about that at one point a while ago, where he was like, oh, it's not a contract anymore. It's a contract, and then it's not a contract. You know?
Yeah. So I don't want to get too deep in the weeds there, but there's something there. Yes, I agree. Something there.
But again, like you have there, again, calling attention to the behavior. I have changed, guys, and I'm going to prove to you that I have changed for the better. I'm going to call attention to the fact that I am not responding to this troll tip. Whereas most people, when they got a troll tip, would ignore it. It would just go past and you wouldn't address it at all. You wouldn't call attention to it. You wouldn't call attention to the fact that you weren't calling attention to it. You would just ignore it and let it go. But he's like, no. See, guys, I'm better than this. I'm going to ignore it.
I took your feedback.
I've taken your feedback, yeah. Thanks for your feedback.
He has to say that every fucking time he changes something. Thanks to your feedback, I did this. But yeah, I guess that here's a question here from chat. How about this Christmas drinking style podcast? What do you gentlemen think about that for a Christmas special? I don't want to get us all depressed though. That's what's going to happen.
Wait, we weren't supposed to drink during the normal ones? Well, I guess I failed already. People should be paying for this. I screwed myself over.
Too bad.
Like
there we
DSP
go.
said, kind of with the pizza party stream. Remember that the TMNT the pizza party stream.
Yep.
He said, "Man, I really screwed myself up by not monetizing that one behind a paywall."
You did,
He said that.
Such a nice
said
guy.
that live. Said that live, right?
Yeah.
Not like behind the scenes. He said that I messed up by not monetizing that. Wow.
Yeah. There was something I wanted to ask Steve about.
Yeah.
Which is the new narrative about the champion stuff, where DSP doesn't want to address it because, quote unquote, he knows it's bullshit. So I don't want to talk about it. I'm not going to give any arguments or any proof against it because I know it's bullshit. Therefore, I don't need to prove anything. What's with that? What are your thoughts on that?
Fucking mentioned it while this was rendering. 6.5 hours. Fucking champions. As it's rendering, he mentions it again. Yeah. I don't see. I think, and I'm not sure about this, but I think he's still desperate to get rid of it. It's annoying him that it's still there. So he just wants to get rid of it in whatever way possible. So whatever, like, grasping thing he can do to sort of like move things on, he'll go for. So yeah, it's just and again, sort of, because he's got multiple reasons for doing it. You've got like, I'm owning it, I'm leaning into the meme a bit, and then it's like, no, it's bullshit. I'm not going to address it anymore. I'm fed up with it, and it's, whichever really sort of fits his narrative at the time. But yeah, I think again, just the more it goes on, the more fed up he becomes. So the more he'll reach for something to get rid of it or to move on past it. So
this to me also has to do with the interview stuff, as in he tries to prepare himself in his answer to the question if it comes up, because he's gonna do the interview to talk about the drama that people are stirring up against him, which is the champion stuff mainly. And he's trying to prepare his answer beforehand and sell it to his own viewers first to see if it's going to work, and then try and pitch it up to the big YouTuber to see if that's going to work as well.
Yeah, it could be. He could be giving it a test run with his audience, but your audience are biased because they're automatically going to just believe whatever he says because that's how it works. Phil says something and you believe it. So if Phil says, I know it's bullshit because I believe it's bullshit, then you all fucking believe it's bullshit as well, even though it's not. Even though we've got video proof of it. You know, it's the 11-year-old girl being slapped all over again. It's like, you are on video showing us this thing. No, I'm not. I didn't do that. I don't believe it. And it's just denial. Like, the more he goes on, the less he has that's actually effective. So the more desperate he becomes to grab for stuff. And now he's reduced back to denial. Like, just outright denial. He can't explain it away. He can't, like, excuse it. He can't just ban people for mentioning it because it's too big. So he has to deal with it. But he's got no response to it because we all know it's true. So he just has to deny it. You can't lie his way out of it. You can't bullshit. But
remember, he did say at the beginning, I never said I didn't play Champions. Remember, that was his line at the beginning when he first came out, that thing. I never said I didn't play Champions, guys.
Yeah.
I never said I didn't play Champions. Come on.
I never said I put mobile games.
Yeah.
It had the entire clip in context of him talking about pulling Hogan's, like literally pulling the 80s or 70s or whatever, the classic Hogan.
Yeah.
And I made sure to put it in context because I usually cut things out of context to make them seem more funnier than they actually are. This thing is like actually him talking about it.
Living in context.
Yeah. I think I remember using it at some point as well. But yeah, he says, like, he was talking about the supercard and how he paid for it and he was one of 20 that got it. It was that rare.
Yeah.
And then, like, the week after, they screwed me. They actually screwed me by changing the rules of the card.
Yeah, he said, I earned it. I earned it. I earned it. Hundreds of dollars on it. I earned it.
How'd you earn it? It's about this. It's about this. Don't worry about this. It's all about this.
But it's like, again, right, because he's using that as a defense there. He's like, look, I've done this before, so I know how bad it gets. And he's like, but then you fell for it again. I'm just repeating myself from the video here. I think this is about an hour and a half in. But or 3.5 hours in it might be. I don't know. But again, he's just like showing that he's susceptible to those things. He's weak and vulnerable to exactly those things. So it's okay to sort of like say, yeah, I can see that thing. I can recognize it for what it is. It's a manipulation tactic designed to get me to open my wallet and pay more money. But then to fall for it again, it's a bit fucking ridiculous.
Two comments from chat I gotta mention. Snood, that is the classic video that gave us the and. That was from that video.
God.
And also, Phil debunking. I've done that on Twitter before. You know that clip of that dude that has the TV show where he's like, "That didn't happen. It never happened." That was a story. That's all his debunking is. It's just that. That's not true. That never happened. It was created by a writer. That was a nugget of truth. I would have put one of those together like that. All the debunking streams are literally like, that didn't happen because I said so. And thank you for watching. That debunked. Fuck bunked.
One of the amazing segments I remember from back in the day was when he was talking about never getting in trouble with Twitch. And he was like, I never got in trouble in Twitch. Never. Except like, well, yeah, I did get some people, like, I did get suspended, and I get some people behind the scenes telling me to stop doing certain things. So yeah, big ups to ESP for being honest.
Yep, he's being honest and transparent as he can be, which he often says. As transparent and honest as he can be.
Also, an asterisk. When he says, I'm going to be honest, it doesn't actually mean he's going to be honest. It means he's going to be serious.
Remember that. That is from the John Rambo stream. Yes, the John Rambo stream, which seems like it's been 10 years ago.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
That seems so long ago if you think about it. Think about how long ago that feels. The John Rambo like React stream. That wasn't that long ago. You know?
that was only a few months ago.
Yeah,
It's only like
yeah.
3-4 months ago.
Yeah, that feels like it was a year ago. But yeah, so that will do it for
I've
this
still
one.
got Evil AJ videos to edit. Fuck.
Oh
Yeah.
God, Steve's
It's like
gonna
we
be
said the
here
other-
for.
Yeah, it's like we said the other day about the car thing. It's like that was only like 2 weeks ago, and yet that feels like a lifetime. It's just like things are happening so quick these days. We can't keep up with it all.
And he
Especially
fucking
you.
knows it. He fucking knows it. Yeah. He knows it. And the streams were slow for a while. So what did he come up with? This whole guy that's bad at gaming that's bigger than me drama. That's the best he could come up with because he's like, hey, things are going smoothly here, a little bit too smoothly. Let me get pissed at something, and that was it, I guess. And that's what I think at least.
Narcissist.
One last thing from yesterday, since I had this bug up my ass for some reason. He there's definitely something that is making him have pent up aggression about something, because yesterday he had this rant for like probably 5 to 10 minutes about Call of Duty weapons in the progression in the game. And he was like so toxic about it for no reason. There was no reason he would act like this, but he was so genuinely angry about the game letting you unlock certain guns and not other guns, and some of them are worse than the previous ones, and some nonsense like this. He was legitimately angry.
Yeah, it was like when you get you can upgrade the one gun and make it good, but then you get the next gun and it becomes worse than the last gun, and he's like, that doesn't make any sense. And then he gave a whole thing about in life. I forget what the analogy was now.
You don't grind in life to be at the same place or something like that. And then he said, if you're a part of some company and they give you a car and then they take away the car and give you a penthouse or something like that. And how this did make sense.
Yeah, he said something about like someone having a BMW and then they getting a promotion, but getting given a Pinto or something like that.
It might be this.
Yeah, and it's just like, well, so you want the game to literally just keep giving you a better gun? And he did say like, oh, the chat's response to this was that the game developers assume that you're just going to get better at the game, and he's like, oh, that doesn't make any sense. It's just like,
get me that, motherfucker.
Yeah. So it also doesn't make sense the high level players to have the best guns and just pub stomp everybody, and for there to be one standardized loadout that everybody would use because it's the best guns. So this doesn't make sense on so many levels. But he was so angry about it, just genuinely salty about it for no reason.
I was thinking of go ahead, Steve.
All right, just two thoughts quickly struck
please.
me there. One, do you think that's partly because in Street Fighter and other fighting games, you generally ranked on tier lists, so your top tier characters become like the defining meta of the game, whereas in Call of Duty, obviously it's more balanced, so that there's no one gun that's overpowered and everybody has that. And secondly, do you think this might be like the midlife crisis? Like his frustrations with things in general sort of bubbling over and being more like extreme in response, because you shouldn't have that much of a rant over a Call of Duty weapon. But if he's going to that, you shouldn't be that bothered by QVC getting your order wrong.
I think if you rewind just a little bit more, I think that Sir Moist just broke him. Broke his entire thought of what he might be seen as. He knows he has trolls, right? All right, I got trolls. They're fucking idiots. Who gives a shit? When Sir Moist, 10 million subs, thinks that too, I think that clicks something in the mind. And he's like, oh shit, I'm not as cool as I thought. I see the world doesn't see me as cool as I thought. I know I got the trolls, that's fine. But the real world also sees me as this fool. I got to do this interview. I got to change it up. And that's what I think that is the kind of feeling of midlife crisis. Things are not what I expect or what I want to be, even though I am at this advanced age.
Yeah, I think it's that. He has that idea that things should be a certain way, and like all narcissists, his pre-existing beliefs clash with reality, because his idea of how things should be is obviously not reasonable or feasible or actually just how it is. So when that happens, he has to deal with it, and it frustrates him, and it causes anxiety, and it causes stress, and all that stuff. But the more this goes on, as in the longer he's aging, the more he's, the older he gets, the more frustrating it is, because the more and more things he's noticing, there's very little to sort of counter the the frustrations. There's nothing where he's happy. There's nothing where he benefits. There's few things that he gets like actual joy from outside of food, and we don't even know if he, like TJ said last time, he plays like the minimum amount in Champions and then he's done. So there's probably not even any joy there, really.
I know
he probably does just get joy from like mouthing off in emails. yeah. So all the frustrations and the ways he doesn't have to. So all these like ways that he would normally deal with things that frustrate him aren't working, and there's just more and more frustrations that he's noticing. So I think maybe it is. I think maybe it's just like a manifestation of the midlife crisis arc, because he's not going out to do the whole join a gym, get a fast car, get a younger girlfriend, that whole traditional midlife crisis.
Mm-hmm. Something there.
So I think it's manifesting in weird ways.
Sorry, he's having a unique midnight crisis.
Midnight crisis. Unique midnight. That's when Cat comes in when the car's broke. That's a midnight crisis.
That's when the daylight savings kicks in.
Yeah, exactly.
The midnight crisis.
All right, a few business
thinking that a midnight crisis was like involving Derek and Twitter.
Oh yeah. Oh, tonight, Disney daylight savings time stream tonight, guys. I'll be watching. I'll be in the Discord chatting with y'all if you want to join. That'd be pretty fun. Also, we are 15 subscribers away from an amazing, incredible feat. 2,000 subscribers. Jeez. Which, if we hit that, we're gonna do another event where you can donate money to us more. So it'll be pretty high. Stay tuned for that.
It locks us in. It locks you into this.
We need your buy-in now.
We need your buy-in. It locks you in. No, so if we get 2,000 subscribers, we got a sweet show, sweet idea for a show, quiz-style show coming up with a incredible host. I don't want to spoil this until we lock it in. So 2,000 subscribers for that, and it'll be pretty cool. Maybe next week. We'll see. I don't know if we're going to make it time-wise, but we'll see. That'll be coming soon. That's all business-style stuff for me. Meerkat, please get to the other business-style stuff, all the supporters and contributions.
Let's read out some super chats. First, we got from Derek Ip, of course, a valued member of the channel. Not a member, but a valued super chat. Once my parents allow me to get a job and I get my credit card, there will be a new era of DSP and me, and my adoptive dad will have the last laugh. I'm sure that will happen. I'm looking forward to this very much.
Yeah.
Big ups to Down Forward Punch for super chat. This the seasons for gifted subs, okay? I'm sure people are gonna appreciate it. It's the season of giving.
Begging to like 3 people that can wail out and give sub bombs.
Well, we know who does know the meaning of this season. Rich.
Fucking asshole. Think about the fucking elves, bitch. Yeah, go ahead, guys. Sorry, we'll stop.
Then we got, let me find out which one is from today as well. From big ups to Hate Army. Not playing Pokemon, Derek on Sewer Slide Watch.
Sewer Slide Watch. That's a good one. Yeah, that's an interesting choice for me. Again, I'm not his manager. I'm just want to be one. It seems like you want to play Pokemon. I really think with his audience, it's a great night stream. That's a fucking chill game that people are actually hyped about. But of course, Phil, in all his wisdom, is not playing Pokemon. He's going to stay with the Disney daylight savings time. So whatever. Go ahead.
And they used to name the Pokemon as well.
Yeah, people love that shit, man. Fun. $20, name a Pokemon.
Amazing. Big ups, Blue Monkey Jedi. DSP is decaying day by day in his thumbnails.
True.
Which is pretty much a fact. And then we got kind of a sad, tragic style super chat from Epic Yoshi. Get Papa Jim before he expires.
Oh,
big ups to Papa Jim, Mr. Mitoker. Or he does have an expiration date set on him for some time, I guess.
We can't end on that note.
Yeah, no, there's. I think there's some more.
Okay.
See, they both got their cats, but mine's asleep, and I feel really bad for waking her up.
It's okay. That's a very time release cat you got there. Let her rest.
Don't
let
ruin
her rest,
the sleeping schedule. That's
very
important.
Don't
then we got ya boy with he's worried because it's his only way to speak to a human. Yeah, he could stream, but those are Derek's.
True.
Well, that's what we get.
Twitter,
and,
yeah.
And we got big ups to Storm Martin EBFG.
They're right, because Twitter is like his main socializing tool.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Go ahead.
Yes, and he says bugged home shopping mechanics, which turn out to be bugged actually.
Actually bugged.
And
Ooh.
my channel with the super chat is the final one. Well, Phil in real life went from BMW to Corolla, which
You can just take that for wherever you want. The meeting can be whatever you want out there.
no, this
viewers.
is literal. Yeah, he used to have a BMW. Now
Oh,
he
yeah,
has
that's
a
true.
Corolla.
Literal. No metaphor. Literal. Yes, I was thinking.
And
it was
also
a cat joke.
metaphorically as well.
I thought it was the cat joke, but don't say that. What? Oh, he's holding up the cat picture. There we go. You got the picture.
Yeah.
We are 2 likes away from an extreme bubble. Well, just something silly we do. You know, it's not a serious deal.
Something silly
we
we
are,
do.
We are 2 likes away from that, though. Just so
But
you
if
know.
somebody else does it, they're a fucking idiot, and they're very immature. But for us, it's just a silly thing we do.
Just a silly thing. Doesn't mean much. I mean, whatever. It's just whatever, you know? I don't know what it even means. But that'll do it for this week's show. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. We'll see you again. We're talking about early next week doing another show, bonus style show. And, of course, we got the message-only show, message-only style show. And we did hit 100 likes. So, Sam, please, you can play that on the way out. I will get to all the legendary final words. Artistic style host, Meerkat, final words, please.
New Hogan song. It was pretty fun to make, so go check it out. You heard it in the beginning of the stream. And smash the like, subscribe, so we can make the sub number bigger than it was. And that's what you get. Big ups.
Cerebral style host, Steve, please.
I'm going to release a much shorter video about DSPs. The time when he was like, "Oh, my mum combed my hair until I was 17." No, I didn't say my mum combed my hair until I was 17. Because I filmed that and I was going to put it at the end, and I was like, "Oh God, that would make the video like 8 hours long, and I just can't." So that'll come out soon, and then the Evil AJ stuff, and there is stuff. But yeah, thanks for watching the last 6.5. It's actually like 18 hours nearly of stuff about champions, so that's why I didn't put it all in one video. But yeah, anyway, subscribe. We'll get like 2,000, and then it'll be
Also, I would like to point out for people that didn't see the Kool-Aid man behind Steve, they should see it, notice it, appreciate it right now.
That is awesome. That is truly awesome. We did not get enough love for that today, so that's awesome.
Is it there, Sam? I don't know where you've cut me from my camera.
Yeah. You can see it? All right, cool. We did get 100 likes, Sam, so you do have to like that on the way out, but that is it for me. Sam, please send us home.
Thanks, everyone. See you later. Bye.
I actually don't think clicking like on a live stream helps at all. So it really doesn't matter if this stream gets 100 likes or 2. I don't think it affects it.
The fat cat. Big ups. I first saw you in Burger King. You took 2 seats, 'cause that ass is way too big. Had a boyfriend, I realized, but you told him lies with your raccoon eyes. The DoorDash is here. Wipe away your tears. Got you extra fries, and they taste just right. Have no fear, there's no trolls here. Tevin made you cry with those raccoon eyes. Raccoon eyes. Raccoon eyes. Tevin made you cry with those raccoon eyes. Take you power walking on the beach, feasting on some sushi like you were the queen. Let me run some errands while you sleep. I can watch you play Skyrim all day this week. Have no fear, there's no trolls here. Kevin made you cry with those raccoon eyes. Raccoon eyes.
tell you guys, every day when I wake up, that's the best day of my life. I feel like this next day is awesome. I have a beautiful wife who I love so much. She loves me and a family, Jasper, and you know, the things we get to do together. You know, I definitely want more time with them and more family time, but I absolutely love my life today compared to how it used to be. Seriously. All those years back then, you'd be like, it's a whirlwind of crap. It was me. And by the way, I've told you guys about my past. I used to drink way too much. I would be drinking constantly, all the time, because I was so stressed out. Honestly, when I started with this whole thing, I was depressed many years ago, a decade ago. I didn't like my life or anything. And basically, liquor was the way to kind of get through that. You know, it was, I hate my life. I hate who I am. So let me just drink it all away and just keep pumping out fucking YouTube videos. I don't have to do that shit anymore. You know, like, I'm happy with who I am.